Dear diary, it's been a while, huh? Um, we fought some fish people back at the boat. Oh, we're not the boat anymore. I should set that up. Wow, awkward. Yeah, we fought fish people, a boat, and Alvor did the thing where he woke up like right on time to be like the hero, and it was so cool. And he had that like charming smile of his, and he like pew pew people. I also like blast people with lightning, and Talitha was like doing super cool shit with her new cool bow. Oh, it was great. Velcro was there too. I'm kidding. Velcro did a lot, a lot there. I'm just glad Argon wasn't there. Really, they ran away because we kicked their ass, and we weren't in trouble whatsoever. But a bunch of the sailors died. So we had to do work on the way to Zelandis to catch up on all the stuffs. Um, we got here and said our goodbyes to the captain who's gonna have to hire people. I think we're gonna give him a present to give to Yebin. Maybe that's what Alvar's thinking. And we went to the inn and ate food. And I wanted to try some local cuisine, so I ate some honey coated bugs and chocolate covered ants. It tasted alright, but I feel like I just ate the honey and the chocolate and not really the ants or the bugs. I forgot all of the hated bugs, so she left and had to go speak with, well, not had to go speak, but she spoke with this lizard man who definitely like seems sketchy, but I might just be like racist or like culturally shocked or something. Apparently the lizard man gave us potential work to do, and then we heard around that maybe the mayor also has like some work to do, so that's probably what we're gonna do at some point. And then we left it back to my room, and I was like doing, typical B things of counting how little money we have left and practicing magic. And welcome back to the room with Archon, and let's just say we had a actual discussion about what happened before. I don't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
So with that, I guess we will pick off with your little walk around town, Nano, as Alivor looks about town and wanders around the giant beast town. In the area, you find many of the races you are far and large by unfamiliar with. You haven't seen many of the beast people, especially the more bigger ones such as the centaurs, laxodons, and minotaurs walking around town. Anything specifically you want to look for?
Did anybody go with me?
That's a good
Nope.
question. Did anybody go with him?
Nope.
Nope.
Kiori.
Yeah, Kiori gets mugged by laxodons, and then we just never see her again.
Thanks, guys.
Big off.
So glad you care. Alright. I guess what shops do they have?
Okay, so you go to the shopping district.
Yeah.
So you wander around, you head down towards the shopping districts where you see a lot of various shops and goods. Mostly by this point, you look at the area, you see a lot of more of the mundane and herbal shops. You see basic clothing shops, a small armory, run by a rather large Minotaur man. You do notice a potion shop run by what looks to be like a tiny little Kenku woman. The name of the shop is the Repeat Potion.
Interesting.
Uh,
I have no money for that.
You also look about to basic herbal shops and stuff as well. Yeah, nothing like magically arcane magic shop of any sort, though, that you can find in town, at least in this general area.
Yes, let me go find the most expensive place with my whopping 3 gold.
As you do wander around town, though, you do see, you do get a few curious looks by the various beast people. You gather, as you look around town, apart from the sailors you came in with, you are the only human/humanoid, like pink-skinned humanoid kind of thing in the city you've seen so far.
Okay. That doesn't really bother me much.
Yeah. So,
Is there a mason in town?
sure, let's just say roll me a general investigation for this. It takes you a couple hours, but eventually you do get a hold of a little knoll person that tells you that there is a basic mason in the town near the southern district. You discover there's a little of all things rat folk mason in the southern part of town.
They're the only one in town?
This is one you were able to discover. Like, as far as, like, professional mason go, not a lot of stonework in the building. Like, most of the stuff you see are wood buildings. Generally, the only stone you've seen while walking around town looks to be the city walls.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna go to the rat folk and show them something very interesting.
So you wander down to the mason shop where you see a rat folk with about half a dozen or so apprentices wandering around, following him. He's like, "Okay, you're all get all that done there, and sorry, sir. Who are you?"
Name's Alivor, and you?
"Oh, Rupert.
Rupert, well met.
Can I help you, friend?"
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen too many stone buildings in the area, but I do have a brick that might be interesting to you.
A
I don't
brick,
know
you
if
say?
Do you do any kind of fanciful stonework?
Well, what do you mean by fanciful?
Just nice carvings in it, perhaps like a mural of sorts.
Oh, if you're looking, you mean like statue work or something along those lines?
Something of that nature.
Not really my specialty, honestly. I do more of the building and the walls, keeping the stuff together. You're probably looking more for the artistic side of things. Yeah, you're looking for more like a sculptor.
Yes, perhaps, yes. That might be more attuned to what I'm going for.
Well, it would just so happen that one of me, he looks about, one of me apprentices happens to enjoy a little bit of stone sculpting. Betsy! Get over here! Someone likes to speak with you! And you look over there and you see this little female turtle, like in a little pink dress, walk over towards you. She goes, hello, can I help you? You wanted me?
Hello. I have a interesting brick. Perhaps you can make something nice with
Oh, really?
I'll pull out the Fey brick that I took a long time ago.
Jesus, that's what you're getting at.
That I assume still glows at night.
Quite possibly. As you pull out pull out the thing. She's like, oh, well, that looks a little fascinating. Can I?
By all means.
And she takes the little brick in her hands and looks over. She's like, wow, this is rather neat. It looks like a sort of limestone or something. It seems to have some sort of strange warmth to it, though. That's very fascinating.
I got it out of a phase city. It'll glow at night with a spectral color.
Oh, that's really neat. Is there something? Well, I could make something out of this. Yeah, I definitely could do a little bit of a carving. I suppose you want payment for this?
Sure. What are you offering?
Well, see here, I don't have much, but I could probably afford, say, 5 gold.
Oh, consider the brick yours.
Oh, thank you very much. I should be able to make something quite pleasant with this. And she hands you 5 gold.
Just remember who gave you that brick when your glowing statue is on display in a nice museum somewhere.
Oh, of course. What is your name?
Name's Alivor.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Alivor. Thank you very much. This is something I could definitely get to. And that's enough now, Betsy. Get back to work. You can work on your little statue carving on your own time. Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. Sorry. Thank you again, Mr. Alivor. It's very pleasant.
You're quite welcome.
You see the turtle, take the little rock and just stuff it inside her shell, kind of like how, like a Pussum style, put away, and then wanders off.
Okay, well, 5 gold. After that, I'm gonna see if there's any, tinkerers or toy shops.
Okay, roll me one more investigation check. Okay, this one you find fairly quickly since you're in an area. You do find that there is, a small, little toy shop area. You find that there's an elderly, Kenku bird working at the toy shop. As you walk over and you see him fiddling, filled with various toys, and you see him kind of working on what looks to be like a little music box with two dancing, with a dancing knoll and a dancing tabaxi kind of swirling back and forth as it plays the music.
Oh my god, Atlas. I'm gonna just take a look around the store, see if there's anything that's interesting. Is there a Rock'em Sock'em robots in here?
I mean, you find some various toys, a couple little mechanical things. You find actually what looks to be you do find one little wind-up toy of a little frog, and when you wind it up, it kind of leaps a few feet. Or not a few feet, a few inches, and then for about a couple feet. Like little hops for a couple feet before it needs winding up again.
I see. I'll grab the frog.
So you grab the frog and approach the Kenku. The Kenku kind of looks up at you and goes, "What you want?"
This frog, how much is it?
It looks over at the frog. You see the Kenku look at it, tap its little beak. "How much is it?" As he looks over and pulls out a sign and kind of writes a number on it, and you see it says 1 gold piece.
I will put down the 1 gold piece and buy the frog.
Okay. The little Kenku waves at you as you buy the frog, and he goes back to working on the little music box he was at. As you leave, though, seeing that you've been out for a few hours now, though, I will say as you start leaving the area after purchasing the frog, you see what you wander past as you see this, what looks to be like the city guard of the area. This is giant minotaur and kind of city guard outfit kind of wanders past you and looks over at you and goes, "What are you doing in the city?"
Oh, I just came here by boat, purchasing some local goods.
I see. He looks you up and down. You're half-elf, are you?
Aye, at least that's what I've been told.
Not a lot of your kind here in Zulandus. I'm assuming you must be from the Empire.
Yes, unfortunately I came from that shithole.
Kind of looks you up and down with like, you notice when you call a shithole, you kind of get a little laugh. Well, at least you're not one of the zealotry type, though I suppose not many of the zealotry tribes visit Zolandis in general.
No, definitely not. First time here, though. I just gotta say, it's a nice place. Much more green.
You should see outside the walls. Unfortunately, they're a bit dangerous at the time.
I heard. Actually, me and my companions will probably be going outside of the walls to see if we can help with that.
Kinda looks you up and down. Adventuring sort, are you?
Aye, that we are. Mercenary group.
Well, be far from me to stop a reckless fool from getting themselves killed, but if you're interested, I suppose you can always visit the mayor's house for that sort of thing.
Oh, trust me, friend. I've had plenty of brushes with death. In fact, perhaps you can join me for a brew sometime, and I'll tell you about the ancient white dragon I had a scrape with.
He looks you up and down. Just roll me a persuasion check, Alivor. Kinda looks at you, rubbing his chin. A white dragon, you say?
I'll show him the scar on my chest. Indeed, you certainly don't get these from your standard mountain wolf.
I suppose not. Well, perhaps I will take you up on a talk sometime. I'm assuming you're in the Turtleneck Inn.
Ah, that's correct. That is, in fact, where we're staying.
Well, perhaps I will pay you a visit sometime there when I'm off duty. But in any case, take care of yourself there, half-elf.
You as well. I didn't catch your name.
Oh. Roderick.
Well met, Roderick. I am Alivor.
A pleasure to meet you, Alivor.
Well, I'll let you get back to it. Have a safe evening.
You as well. As you watch Roderick the Minotaur guard kind of wander off. Do you return to your companions?
Yeah, at this point, I might as well. It's getting late. I presume.
Yeah, it's getting fairly late. It's late evening at this point, or early evening, about mid-evening, I guess. After the time it took you to find everything and wander around town. So, as you wander back to the Turtleneck Inn, where your companions have been hanging out and drinking most of this time, I'm assuming still?
I'm downstairs now. I'm getting sloshed.
Archon's up. Nowhere to be seen.
Sorry, Vaughn, you kind of cut out there.
Archon's nowhere to be seen. He's upstairs.
Okay.
Fuck
John is
off.
upstairs as well.
Yeah, Welcome would probably just be chilling in bed. I said he was going to bed before, so.
Yeah. I would come downstairs after that
So-
conversation to detox. Oh boy.
Alivor, as you walk in and see a sloshed Otlius.
Otlius.
Alivors!
What are you doing?
What does it look like?
Clearly you're drinking. How much have you had?
No, what?
I don't don't buy that. I do not buy
Mm.
that for a pence of fool's gold.
Mm.
At least one of you should believe me, right?
I see. Well, I have something to show you that might absolutely blow your mind.
Whoo! Okay. What is it? Show me. I pat the
Next,
table like, come on.
I'm gonna take out the frog. I'm gonna wind it up, and I'm gonna let it rip.
Heavy metal music.
I
This is
kind of
the Doom
like
Eternal soundtrack.
I rest my chin on the table and my eyes follow this army of frogs.
Yeah, I bought it at the local toy store for a gold piece.
That's very cool. How much for all of them?
Just one. Just one.
Oh. Man, maybe I drank a lot. I rubbed my back.
Looks like you did.
I'm guessing this is for Yebin or Therese or...
The idea is for Clarice to have it, yeah.
Hope it survives the journey at sea. Pretty
I
nice.
have no real use for it. Well, I'm gonna get it boxed up nicely and get a letter in there and stuff. I think it'll work. Although, maybe we should buy a couple more of these, because an idea came to me.
Is it a
Imagine,
business idea?
no, but imagine, you're a wizard, yes?
Sure. That's what
Can-
some people call me, yes?
Can you make things bigger?
No. Though. I kind of like flop more onto the table and look up at the ceiling. I, I do hear that's a spell of some kind. It wouldn't be that much bigger, I'd imagine. Oh, I imagine a very big one, though.
Precisely. I'm thinking perhaps these will be quite useful for distraction. If we have need of a distraction. Perhaps I'll revisit that toy store and see if anything makes noise. Though we should probably
That'd be
invest in a
nice.
bag of holding. I hear those are especially useful.
Those are the ones that you just like put stuff in and then you open it and it's like empty because it's whoa, it holds so much stuff.
So I've heard.
It's really cool.
Gerald had one.
She's very
Unfortunately,
important to you,
got
huh?
lost.
Oh,
Well, you have your friend Welcome, and I have my. Well, yeah.
he kind of just like tilts his head and like looks at somewhere in your vicinity.
You know, Atlas, perhaps you should cut yourself off where you're at.
What?
Why are you drinking so much anyway?
I kind of feel bad, but not really, and it's just swish my drink around and spills a bunch.
You kind of feel bad,
This,
but not really.
yeah, like I'm gonna talk.
Enunciate your words.
Archon and I had a talk.
Ah. I presume it was a good talk, or
Yep,
maybe not necessarily
I
good,
drink
but
more.
I see. What did you talk about?
You're kinda asleep. I don't know if you heard from everyone else, but Archon was getting that Kevin fever or whatever. And he like got like, you know how it is, he's super grumpy already, and now he's just be stuck with a boat. He got extra grumpy, and Malcolm was like, I'm gonna help him out and inspire. And I was like, cool. And then they did, and I was like, oh, that was fun. And then, Archon kind of lost it and like tried to kill him, and then I had to like knock him out, and just fucking terrifying. And kind of just like held it against him, and I know he didn't like he wasn't himself, and then he kind of like taps his like forehead twice with his index finger. Like I was in there, but I don't know. I just felt even more fucking unfair that he like did all of that shit and just like tried to push people away when it fucking made it worse. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know the type. They like to push everyone away because they're afraid of building new bonds. Quite common within mercenaries.
Hmm. Well, apparently it's not like the fighting fire or whatever. I thought it was that it just got out of hand. He's just like has a beast lock away or something.
Aye, and that's also a common type among mercenaries as well. Likely running away from something, someone, or something he did.
Hmm.
But you know, I try not to bring it up. I try not to ask about because he's a volatile kind.
Yeah.
As you have unfortunately been the victim of most. But perhaps your productive little talk might change things.
Maybe. Apparently he's gonna like tell me shit and train me for like what I wanted to do in the fucking first place, but I don't even feel good about it.
You want him to train you?
Well, he just is super cool, man.
What do you mean? Charge into battle and try to hit things as hard as possible?
Yeah. I
Ah,
don't know. I just watched a lot of Gladiator pits and now.
at least I'll be completely honest with you. I think that's a bad idea for you.
I know. I'm not good with the swords and stuff. I
You need
shoot
something with a
lightning
little
bolts.
more finesse if you're gonna go for a melee style. Don't do hit.
Mm-mm. But he knows how to use daggers, right? Like, you know how to use daggers, right, Alvor?
Yes, I know how to use daggers. I know how to use any weapon.
That's. mm.
If you want to learn daggers, it's not too difficult. Tell you what, we'll go to that toy store. Perhaps they have some wooden daggers there. You can start practicing with one of those.
But I got a real one! And I put it on the table.
I will take the real dagger from him. I don't think you're quite ready for this.
But
Tell
what
me.
about this? And I put the syringe on the table.
He looks at the syringe a moment. You know, Atlius, if perhaps I'm to blame for this, but if we had trained you better with that dagger, perhaps you wouldn't have been stabbed with that.
I doubt it. Don't blame yourself.
I have a feeling you hesitated in the moment.
I feel like there was nothing I can do there, man. He slurps more of his drink. I like went to get guards and he was just like, yo ho ho, I'm here, bitches. And I'm like, fuck off. Honestly, I just wanted, like, I'm done with you for the night. And I got no spells left.
Oh
He
boy.
licked me in the face with his shoulder tongue, and I was like, ugh.
He what?
Yeah,
He had a shoulder tongue?
yeah, did you not see his shoulder tongue? He had like a mouth growing out of it and was like, kind of like,
I'll be honest, I didn't get much of a
gesticulated his tongue.
chance to see him.
He had a shoulder tongue. He like mutated from his like thing or whatever. So I'm worried that I'm gonna have like grow different appendages and I get my own shoulder tongue.
Perhaps it's not all losses. Imagine things you can do with a shoulder tongue.
Can I cast spells with it? Just
Maybe?
like, and he puts his hand like on the shoulder, like. Meh.
I didn't see him cast with the shoulder tongue, but I didn't see him try either. Speaking of, how do you feel? It's been a few months since that happened.
Nothing. And that's what I'm worried about.
You feel nothing at all.
Well, I feel normal rather.
Oh, you feel normal.
Yeah. Not like nothing's wrong. I can still like. I drunkenly cast gust on the spilled parts of my drink on the table. I'll do that, and I can do everything fine. And I don't feel any different. And I really tried to keep track of it. I still do. But
Well,
mm,
that means one of a few things. One is that won't affect you. Two is perhaps still incubating, I guess?
It did take 6 months for it to show on Billy. But that means I'm a third of the way there! And he drowns his words in.
Oh, perhaps there's a good healer around here. They're really good with herbs and shit. So I found a place called the Repeating Potion. Ran by a little Kinku woman. Maybe she's a good doctor. Worth a shot, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe. Not like it helped Billy or anything.
Well, Billy didn't come here. You. I'll be honest, Atlius, it's time for you to move on from Billy.
I mean, I'd love to, man. Really, I do. I felt like I moved on, and then suddenly, fuckface, fuckface stabbed me with the syringe and was like, "Well, I guess I am on a path like his, but maybe not exactly like his because otherwise he's a shit fucking scientist to do this to try and use the same thing for a immortality potion or whatever."
How adorable. Sigh a moment. He's gonna pull off his necklace, which are essentially like dog tags, and slide them across the table to Atlius.
What?
On there is about 15 names etched in. One of them is Oyu's.
Mhm.
You know, I suppose it's a little hypocritical of me to say to move on, because I have about 15 names that I haven't moved on from, but I do this here to forgive myself, but not forget. After all, there wasn't much I could do. There isn't much you could have done with Billy.
He
Mistakes
kinda,
were made when the Ice Rose thing happened, but that's not your fault. So you
you see,
shouldn't blame
his
yourself.
he scoots over slowly while like gently grabbing the. He misses a few times, gently grabbing the necklace. He looks at you and goes, I mean, I thought I got over Billy. Like before. Or like when we solved his death or whatever with that guy. And I told myself that since I'm the one who used that flower, even though I know that like that wasn't my fault. I try not to think about it like that, but like for him, right? I should live like for him. Like I should keep on living, but I don't even know if I can do that with this thing.
Well, Atlas, I'll be completely honest. You and I are kinda in the same boat here. I'm gonna tell you something I don't think I've told anybody, except probably Talitha. There's one other survivor of my group. She was taken by the Lord that betrayed us. And I left her there. I didn't go to try to save her. I knew it was a fool's errand. I don't know what's become of her. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she's suffered a fate worse than death. Eventually I'll have to go get that closure, but for now I have to just push past it, just like you need to push past Billy and the serum. I'm not saying to disregard it entirely, but don't let it hang you up. Because if you're hanging yourself up on that, then you're not living.
There's a blank stare, as if the words just kind of soaked in his head. He hands you the dog tags back. Yeah, you're right. But it's kind of hard when it's like near future, you know what I mean? Like 4 months from now, probably.
I still don't know what these sword comas are. I might not wake up from one. I don't know. But I'm not letting it hang me up. I
He,
plucked the blade from the mountain, not knowing what I was getting into, but I will say I think it got us down that mountain.
you see, always like grab your collar. he doesn't. He's not strong enough to pull you or anything, but he's like, "Can I read your mind whenever you're in a sword coma again?"
Again, as in you've done it before?
No, like when you're in a coma again. Not that I haven't done it yet. I almost did because I was worried when you were like in the thing, and I was telling Archon, and he was like, "That's a bad idea," and I'm like, "I'll give it a day because maybe he's like in trouble and needs help, but he can't say anything."
Oh. I suppose you could, but it could be dangerous for you.
And you
Then
don't remember
again,
anything?
no, I can't say I have any memories of what happens.
Fuck.
If I did, it wouldn't be such a mystery. I did try to
Let's-
invoke one on purpose a while back, but it didn't work.
I wonder if the stars have to match up or something dumb.
I don't know if the stars have anything to do with it.
The stars have everything to do with everything, Alivor. They're nosy little bitches like that.
Is that so?
Yep.
By the way, does Volcrum know you talk this filthy?
Uh, of course not.
Well, these are mysteries for another day.
Okay.
I did speak to a guard, though, and perhaps tomorrow we should pay a visit to the mayor's house.
Alright. Bye. Okay.
Okay, with that, you guys head back to your appointed rooms to sleep. Some of you sleep it off. For shits and giggles, Oddliest, roll me a Constitution save at disadvantage.
Oh.
Disadvantage. Alright. Con.
Okay, you hold your liquor just fine. You do not have a hangover the next morning.
I'm a stout halfling.
But
Well,
I'm gonna
for being an alcoholic.
yeah, I'm gonna pause it there for a bit, guys, because I gotta use the washroom quick. So I'll be back in 2 minutes.
That was just a Heath break.
Sue me. In any case, so you guys wake up the next morning, refreshed, fully revived. Oddly, it's not having a massive hangover, surprisingly.
How much was that, by the way, Heath?
I would say you spent gold on booze.
Okay. Worth it.
As you guys wander down, you see Sheila preparing food and everything for the patrons of the bar. Oh, yo,
I'm
up
gonna
are you?
go- Yeah, thank you.
Good
Yeah, you-
morning.
Morning.
Good morning, all. Yeah, you really tied one on there a lot there, didn't you, Mr. Halflin?
It's alright. Just waking up is all.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll be okay.
Do you have any meats with gravy, please?
Well, I do have a bit of bacon and some... but you're looking for like a Salisbury steak sort of thing.
Yes.
I can get that prepped up for you. Just give me a minute.
Thank you.
Wanders off to start preparing you your food. The rest of the party wanders now, but you notice that Kiori doesn't come down this morning.
Ah, what a shame.
Oh,
Good morning.
Well, it certainly is a more.
That bad already, huh?
You know, I have to say, the town here is quite nice.
Oh
oh,
yeah, how was that walk?
But it was fairly refreshing. Though I will say we, present company excluded with you, Archon, are the only, I guess, humanoids.
that's
Smooth skins,
isn't
non-furs.
that racist? Oh, yeah, that's less racist, I guess.
I'm not sure how you want to, non-beast, how you want to put it, but
It's fine.
I would have just said foreigners, but
Yeah, but then Archon's also a foreigner, technically.
technically I'm sure lizardmen are foreigners here too, aren't they? From your place, Archon?
From a bunch of places, but yeah, that's one of them.
I mean, that's not to say we won't find any native half-elves around here. Maybe not in this city, but capital perhaps.
I wouldn't hold
Anyway.
your breath.
I don't plan to. Anyway, I did find this, and I'm gonna show off the frog.
It wasn't a dream. Oh, that's so cool.
Tilted
child's
Tilted
toy.
Hello.
Come like raise it in my brow.
I figured Clarice would probably enjoy it, but I did have this idea of getting a couple more of these. They could prove for a interesting distraction should we ever need one.
We're gonna get smashed.
You really think someone's gonna get distracted by a little frog toy?
I would.
Okay,
It's difficult,
fair.
lad.
Never mind.
Doesn't have to, like, distract everybody, but say we need to pull somebody away from their post, you know, I wouldn't discount a mechanical frog doing it.
Can you not do illusions, Alivor? Instead of buying.
I see, but everybody expects the illusion.
You're right. I see your point.
You know, yeah, it's got a point.
Well, I feel like the point of a good illusion is that people don't realize it's an illusion.
Exactly.
Well, either way, it's, no,
Really?
I can't make illusions.
Maybe I can learn some if we're rich enough.
Otherwise, I sold that Fey brick to a sculptor for a few gold.
Good fabric.
Yeah, you had a favorite?
Yeah, I took a brick from that city.
Oh,
Honestly, I should have taken a few more if I would have known they would have sold for 5 gold, but no matter.
oh wait, the ones that glow?
Yeah,
Huh.
That's pretty
you
cool.
all forgot I had that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm glad Curie hasn't hassled you for it.
Well, I don't think she knew I had it.
I mean, it glows every night, so kind of hard to miss.
Then again, Alivor is like always in a sword coma. Maybe
Other
he
We've had a
ate it.
night light in our room. Can we?
It's Tillith's nightlight. Yes.
Alivor's coma light.
I still have no
Anyway.
idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Remember when I almost killed everyone? Remember the one of the times I almost killed everyone?
Killed everyone.
I have a vague recollection of this.
With the ice flower thing? And there was like a face city, and the face city glowed in the dark. Alvor took one of the bricks that made buildings.
Oh, kid,
Right.
you weren't even close.
Hmm.
I mean, another reason why I decided to sell it was, what if it was a portal for that ice lady to just pop to?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
that's what I was thinking.
I wouldn't say it as a portal, but more of like something she could hone in on.
Like a beacon or an
You'd
anchor.
know.
Hopefully
What
that's not the
stopped her
case.
from doing
I
it?
would definitely not want to be the cause of such a ruckus in the town, but certainly would be quite surprising for her, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely cruel.
Well, that's a smart
Wondering if
idea.
that bitch would kill her.
I just hopefully they don't know, the name of whoever gave it to him.
I really
Yeah,
doubt
that'd
that's
be
the
unfortunate.
case. Because if it was such a thing, why wouldn't she have used it already?
That's true.
I mean, she was
Biding
fairly
time
hurt.
only allows us to grow in power. Yes, well, I've been fairly hurt before too. Still, I got up the next day.
I bet she doesn't want to mess with the grumpy ice dragon that's not Archon. The one with the anime claw marks in the air.
Almost killed her myself.
We
Yeah,
weren't
question
even
is why she.
close.
Oh, it was pretty fucking close, kid. You were down.
Not her, the dragon.
Kinda wondering why she didn't attack us on the sea, that.
That was the first time he almost killed you, Alias.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is all off topic. I spoke to a guard named Roderick last night. Kind Minotaur.
I don't like
he says
where
we
this is
should.
going.
He says we should go speak with the mayor.
That's
That
what
Why?
seems to be a running theme.
Is this a
That-
post office thing?
No, what? What are you talking about? What post
Talking to
office?
the mayor was already the plan.
Absolutely nothing. Anyway, Mayor.
Yes, mayor. We should go speak with him.
The whole job, right?
Yeah.
We can just walk in?
I
It's a
doubt
official office. I imagine there's some form of means of getting in. There's probably guards stationed outside.
Two people have
Most
said it
likely.
at this point, they're both local, so.
In before the mayor's like this hella jacked minotaur.
it.
Guys just
Like,
heard
oh,
someone
damn.
was talking shit.
Like, oh, it was him.
For the sake that you guys probably have forgotten since it was 2 weeks ago, you were told that the
He's
original
awesome.
mayor died and it's his son technically running it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
his
no.
son.
I
Okay.
I did not forget that.
Yeah, no.
But even then, it's like Pearl and Mr. Krabs. The sun is jacked and very big.
Anyway, I imagine you'll have some good information for us on what lies outside the city. For to make coin, I think we should start there, but I do wonder what you guys want to do after we make enough coin to leave. What's the long-term goal for everybody?
I don't know. What was fucking Tabaxi City? Felt something.
Long-term goal?
Ideally, I'd like to find a way to stop Oddlius from dying.
Looks over at
I
Atlas.
also want that, but I feel like that's a short-term goal.
We're a bit on a ticking. We're on a bit of a time clock with that one, though. They do say they're really good with herbs here. Perhaps the repeating potion. I discovered this on my walk last night. A Kinker lady works there, owns the place. Perhaps she can offer some insight into the issue, or perhaps some kind of herbal remedy, and if not a remedy, maybe a way to stave it off for a while longer.
With that in mind, at least, have you experienced any symptoms to know?
No. He says, not at all coughing, that was just deer.
No shoulder tongues.
No shoulder tongues.
We would be able to see that.
He's got a coat on.
I do have a coat on.
She just rolls her eyes.
Yeah.
That's
Nothing
not
yet.
gonna help us talking to an herbalist. If he doesn't have any symptoms,
Also, there's nothing left
the
in
only
this.
thing that we could give is what symptoms that Billy had. And we have no idea if that's the same strain or not.
Which was all kinds of fucking foobar.
I doubt it's the same thing.
Well, you're
one.
right, but I'm not an herbologist. I'm not an herb guy at all. I don't know any herbs except for one. It's for relaxing, but been off that stuff for a while. Regardless,
Oh, the one for Find
Huh.
Familiar?
no, not that one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I suppose the way to put it is, it was more of a stimulant for combat, and then it would bring you down after. It's a very weird herb.
So, let me get this right with the syringe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if there's a way to purify someone's blood in their veins.
What if we just took all of Alias's blood out and then put new blood in?
I like that idea.
I do not.
It's like changing the oil in your car.
Oh my god! That's not how that works!
Well, Krim, I like the
I-
moxie of that plan, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Look, I'm no expert on keeping people alive. Don't judge me.
Welcome to Landis. Let's start blood rituals.
I don't even know if it's like a blood infection. It could be something more.
I'm for sure mutating into whatever it is.
I mean, if you're gonna propose that, we might as well kill him and use a really high-level spell to resurrect.
What?
Tell the kind of
I don't
friends at
actually
that
mean
point.
it oddly. It's just
Does that even change the body, though, if you're just putting them back in the same body?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm a fighter. I'm not a magician by trade.
What if I become a talking worm?
That doesn't
I
seem
don't
like a
think you're
good
gonna
outcome.
become a talking worm.
With a
Although
lot of
he-
like shoulder tongues.
You have a lot of trouble in towns, I'll tell you that.
Mm. But anyway, I love the plan of getting to live.
We could talk to the herbalist, but I'm not sure if they might know anything if we have no symptoms of his strain.
I mean, there's
Worth a
nothing to
shot.
lose.
Yeah.
If anything,
Sure.
we could ask if there's any myths about certain healing potions,
The only other
Sound
thing-
exotic
Mm.
herbs.
The only
Maybe
other
the
ice
thing I
very
can think
smart
of
wizard
is
somewhere.
perhaps there's another ice rose out here. The only other thing I can think of is maybe the churches.
The churches.
All the worms and short. corpses, but I wouldn't say it was all unholy and shit.
Well,
No,
I
but
think
they
he
may
means like
know.
clerics are there.
Yes. Priests, clerics. Someone
But we
might
know
know
they
something.
tried that with Billy.
Yeah.
But that
But
was
they
one
did
city.
get clerics for Billy.
Yes, that was one city, and we're an ocean away.
I suppose you have a point.
Again, there's nothing to lose but time.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing
Cool.
we gotta try. Because if they can't do it here, then maybe the next town, if not that one, maybe. So, might as well start walking anyway. But, the mayor, right.
Yes, mayor, church, herbalist.
Get some money so we can actually pay for that shit.
I have 7 gold.
I have 2. I remember.
I have 10.
I've only got 4 on me.
I guess no matter which way you slice it, we need to take a job from the mayor.
That's right.
And be fucking that anyway.
If you want to discuss more long-term goals, I guess at the end of the day, we kind of want to go back to the Empire, don't we?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. But you guys have plans, right?
Eventually, yes, but that is far into the future. We need to establish a spot for us to operate from if we're going to do that.
Like spies.
Well, if we're thinking reputation, there was something that I mentioned to Archon.
Welcome will raise an eyebrow.
We could try and see if there's a coliseum somewhere.
Persuasion?
I'm listening.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned it.
What better way to build a reputation than in the ring?
I see where you're coming from, but is it a reputation as mercenaries or fighters? The way I see it is, we need allies, and strong ones.
She's got a point. If
Well,
anyone's desperate
we're
strength
building
around
from
here.
nothing as well.
We don't have many choices, but she's got a point. One of the best ways to make a relationship in Draconilis is to prove your strength. Could be the same here.
That is true.
Well, I offered a brew with Roderick. I could ask him about it later.
Seems like a step in the right direction.
Yeah, sure.
At the
The other
very
thing I'm
least,
thinking
it'll
is
prove our capability to fight. But there's more to being a mercenary than being good in a fight.
yes, as you have displayed, you are very good with words.
You have to be able to navigate conversations as well as money.
Welcome will just give like a sly smile in the direction of Archon. Well, I was also thinking there are lots of nations that are kind of in wars at the moment. Should we potentially solve some of their issues, perhaps we can have an army at our backs when we return.
That's why I wanted to go to Draconilis, but
Not gonna happen. Even if
That's
you
a
want
pretty.
it.
It's a pretty steep issue to solve.
Remember that we're in a war. We got better things to do.
There are a lot of people in wars.
well, I imagine letting them know that there is a mounting pressure coming from the Empire Not to mention the fact that they continue to do what they do there, being in wars with one another. The Empire's just waiting for them to weaken themselves.
You ain't wrong, but I can tell you word for word what the general's gonna say about that.
Now, Archon, I will say, I think you underestimate how much influence a small group causing mayhem on the other side can do.
Hmm.
I mean, just imagine one day, accidentally, the best Yuan-Ti general happened to die. What happened? Cut the head off the snake, so to speak.
You saying you want to go behind enemy lines?
Have we not been essentially operating behind enemy lines this entire time?
Yeah, and it's been shit.
It's
Good,
not
then
gonna
we're
get
used
any
to
better
it.
anytime soon.
Now you're gonna say that? Yeah.
I'm not saying this is what we do now. Especially not without establishing a line of communication with your homeland. I would like to.
We can strengthen ourselves.
I would like to visit Elvendrosa at some point.
Any particular reason for that one?
Well, they
To
have
start up a tavern.
They have a particular sore spot with the Empire.
That they do, historically.
You have a good point.
Plus, I never met my real parents. Maybe one's there. Bit of a long shot, but who knows?
Well, one step at a time. Gold first, reputation second, army third. Easy enough.
I'll fight, I ain't talking. Got it?
I feel like you
About what I
prefer it
expected.
that way.
Hmm.
Alright, so mayors first, or should we check out some of these churches and herbiaries or whatever?
Well,
Apothecary.
we should probably get the details of a job first, but
Need the money out of the way.
precisely. Maybe there's a small job within the city that can give us a little bit of gold to leverage before we get to the apothecaries and churches.
You know, I heard something about a dude causing mayhem roads. That sounded interesting.
Indeed. We also have that shady fellow who seems to have other motives.
Shandar, you mean?
Kinda want to ignore him until we have no choice.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. Oh,
I know the guy's shitty as fuck.
I don't want to cause problems with another government, but the option's there.
Hmm. There's gonna be a fight, he's gonna be the one starting it. That way, at least we have the right of way.
It'd be
Yeah,
wise
fair.
to endear ourselves more to the government than a shady operator whom we know little about.
Well, we know little about anything here. For all we
Oh,
know,
that may be true.
just as bad as it was back in Abdonia.
Point is, be wary.
You say that like that doesn't apply anywhere else.
Well, daylight's burning.
Yeah.
You're right. Time to get a move on.
Okay. So with that, where would you guys like to head towards?
Mayor's
Head to
house,
the
I suppose?
mayor's-
Yeah.
mayor's office.
So you guys leave the inn, gathering your companions together, head towards the mayor's home. There you find It doesn't take long to find. You basically ask where does the mayor live, and you are pointed in the right direction very quickly. You find a rather large, luxurious-looking building. Nice garden outside, fountains, uh, nice open doors as you wander up towards the front door. What do you
No
do?
guards?
You don't see any guards, no.
I'm getting a bit of deja vu.
I'll just kind of look around a moment and knock on the door.
So what?
As you knock on the door, you guys stand outside the front door for a couple of minutes, or about 30 seconds to a minute, and you hear a voice shouting out from the back. Goes, "Hold on! I'm coming!"
Oh no.
What is it with old people and being butlers?
Sullen just kind
What
of
if-
quirks up a brow.
Shrugs.
That's the
Intrigued.
mayor.
You guys wait at the door.
Oh,
Couple minutes pass.
I have some concern.
must be a turtle.
No.
I bet you a gold it's a turtle.
Hey, fuck, I'll take that bet.
Alright.
Take it, but I don't have a fucking silver.
What if it's like a centaur?
That would be pretty ironic.
Could also be a Loxodon. There's a bunch of options. Let's just wait and see.
After a couple more minutes pass, you hear the door open up, and
The
hello,
Mothman.
as you see a tiny tortoise woman with a
Damn.
shoal on her head and a thick brown shell on her back with a cane wandering towards you.
I'll flick Alivor the gold.
Just suddenly past the goal the coin over.
Hello, how can I assist all of you?
Yes, we're here to see the mayor.
Oh, you're here to see little Eldra, are you?
Yes, we are.
Well,
Roderick the guard told me that we should come here.
for purpose of visual, this is the lady that's greeted you at the door.
Aww.
Aww.
Aww. She's got a very origami vibe.
I like her, even though Archon was literally indifferent. I like her.
You're all here. Oh, did he now? I suppose you're here to talk about the issues the town's been having.
Indeed.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Junior's been having so many issues with all the problems going on in town. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to have visitors to help him solve it.
It's not an easy thing running a city.
Oh, it's really not, lad. It's really not. So why don't you follow me? And all of a sudden, you just she slowly turns around here. Click, click, click. This little cane slowly hits the floor. This way.
I should have learned that spell.
Oh, she's precious.
Click. See, make sure you keep up. Get moving. Click.
Okay.
All I think is Edna mode.
Fucking
Edna
speedster,
Mode.
ain't she?
As you guys enter the room, you do see that there is a few mouse folk maids kind of wandering around cleaning the place up.
My god, I can just imagine their frightened faces seeing Archon.
Fucking sup.
Archon's not even the biggest, scariest thing in Solandis. He's
I'm
small
Voldemort.
compared to the Minotaurs.
Well, not the
That is true,
biggest,
but he
but
has sharper-
scariest. Eh.
He has sharper teeth than Minotaur.
That's true.
Polymorph Archon into a
Sharper
cute rabbit.
claws.
Much sharper claw.
This way. Click.
I just kind of like nod hello at all the maids when
You don't feel much
we make eye
fucking
contact.
Here she slowly waters you over. So, what all brings you over to Zelandis? You're obviously not the native sorts.
What gave it away?
I'd probably say the lack of fur. Looks over at you,
Oh.
Wilcrum. Though you got quite a bit yourself.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Just in here. Junior, you have guests. Do I? Okay, thank you, Gam Gam. Just send him right in.
Oh
Yevon?
Yevon's everywhere.
Hello. Hi. As you walk in, you see a turtle, very nervous, kind of like in his hands. He's got like a little lizard dragon in his hands as he's kind of petting like a pet, but nervously petting back on the head, back and forth. Oh, hi. Wow, strangers.
Easy.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. But, what? That's a. Oh, is that a dragonborn? Wow, and a halfling and a half-elf and a dwarf. I haven't seen one of your kind about for a while, and oh my, haha. And this is Eldred Jr.
Aw,
Oh,
Oh,
he's cute.
You also
so
do
he
know.
has a
I
fucking warhammer.
I mean, like, I understand that Warhammer is a very easy thing to focus on, but he's a turtle with a pet tortoise. Are we ignoring the pet tortoise?
You're right. Shit, I didn't notice that.
As you do
Cousin,
see-
not his pet. Welcome.
As you do see, there is a little pet turtle on his shoulder that he kind of like picks off a little bit of like lettuce and kind of has and feeds.
Good
So-
day to you.
Oh, good day, Mister. I never caught your name. What's your name?
I'm Alibor.
Oh, nice to meet you, Alvord. I'm the mayor of the town. Temporary mayor until elections can be held. I mean, as things go, I mean, I'm a little, sorry, I mean, Eldred Jr. Well, I guess I don't know if I'm Junior anymore. That my dad passed away. I'm not sure if that passes on.
It still does. It still does. You're still a junior. Don't worry about it.
I guess so. Pleasure to meet you. So what are you all here for?
Call us some problem solvers.
He's literally about to say the same fucking thing.
I've wrote it down.
Problem solvers. Oh, that's interesting.
We hear you've been
Yes.
having troubles outside of town.
Oh, well, yes, there's been some horrible attacks on the road lately in the jungles, and horrible things have been going on. Trade's just been awful, and
Well, lucky
been
for
listening-
you, that just happens to be the trouble we specialize in.
trade?
Things going horribly wrong.
Tell me.
Oh, that makes so much more sense, Velcro. I also got confused and thought you meant trade.
Mayor Junior, if I may call you that.
Yes, you could call me Mayor Junior. What's that, Snappy? Oh, no. Yeah. Starts talking to the little turtle on his shoulder.
Tell me, do you like this position you're in?
Oh, well, my dad always told me he was trying to raise me into it, but I'm a little nervous. I wasn't expecting to be taking it over so suddenly.
Is this what you wanted to do, though?
Yes, is it what you want to do?
Well, I never really gave it much thought, I suppose.
Because, well, if we go about helping you with these problems, it's going to be good for you in the whole city, of course, but there's an election coming up and you're on the ballot. Well, they see you getting problems
you on
solved,
the ballot?
likely. I look at Atlius. No, why would I be on the ballot?
No. Like, he said that there's an election soon, not necessarily that he's gonna be in the running.
That's a good question. Who's going to be on this ballot?
Well, obviously, yes, I actually am on the ballot. Also, there will be a Tabaxi noble on the ballot named Swiftpaw. He's running for it. A bit of a cutthroat businessman, though. Not really enthralled to have him running the city. Been known to do things like raise taxes and such.
I mean, it's not always a bad thing, but
Yeah, not the amount he wants to raise him. I think it's gonna kind of create a bit of social strife on some of the traders. I mean, people can't really afford to pay higher taxes with everything going on with the roads.
Surely
he
then
does
he
know
can't
his
win.
stuff.
But
so let's.
Anyway,
Let's
one
put it
problem
this
at a
way.
time.
Let's
Actually,
put it this way.
I
If we help you solve this problem with the roads, it'll reflect well on you for this upcoming election.
oh yeah, definitely do that. That is true. It would help.
I considered something. That lizard man back at the inn. He informed us about that job. What if he is working for the other guy?
Oh gods.
Perhaps, but we don't
It's
really
entirely
know.
possible.
Lizard
don't-
man working at the inn.
There is no working there.
Don't. Yeah.
We'll discuss that later, but for now, naturally, if we do solve this issue of yours, we will be looking for some kind of payment.
Oh, of course. Well, there is a bounty out for solving the issue we set up, but the last few groups had sent out to go get it never came back.
Well, looks
What
like we're
ex-
the next.
Cool.
What exactly is out there?
We're not sure. People hear howling different creatures of monsters, whooping apes and howling wolves, and people say things like the jungle comes alive, and one guy came back and said the jungle seemed to come alive and devour one of his teammates, and
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. You said someone came back from it.
well, yes and no.
Oh no.
Sorry, can you
Can you-
elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Let me guess, it came back in halves, right?
Well, he came back, but he didn't live long.
Thought so.
Oh.
So there are no survivors at all?
At the moment, no. We're not sure what
Oh,
happened
no one-
to him, but he seemed to, decay away after he got back.
What the? Sorry.
Perhaps a curse.
Or a poison.
Magical
Decay
in nature.
away?
Poison sounds right.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, sir. Can you describe what happened?
Well, we're not positive on all of the details. I'm not a medical man, but from what I saw, it says, from what I heard, apparently his insides turned. Well, upon the autopsy, they cut him open and his insides were black and shriveled.
Definitely sounds like a poison.
Something necrotic, maybe.
Do I have any idea of potential things here? It could
You
be.
can roll me an, well, what are you trying to think? You can roll me a nature
More
check.
magic in the thing.
You
Okay.
can roll an
nature
arcana
check.
for nature if it's for natural, arcana if it's magical.
Given where I've been, could I possibly make a check myself, or
Sure.
just scan my funny
You can do
poison?
a
I'll
nature
do
check.
Arcana because he said that the jungle came alive, and I think that's a magic thing.
Oh, I'm so close to a net 20.
There you go.
So
I'm doing nature
Uglius.
myself.
Okay. So, Atlas, you and your thing know there is a multitude of spells that could do what they do, including even technically your little cantrip of
Chill touch.
Chill Touch could do that effect. It sounds like it could be a necrotic, but it's also possible it's necrotic style decay could also be natural necroticism. As far as bringing things to life, yeah, there's magic that can definitely bring plants to life. Talitha, your hand, you're aware that there's also plenty, there are a few different sorts of poisons and spores from certain mushrooms or plants that can cause necroticism to occur within the body as well, to sort of rot from the inside out. You're also aware of, Talitha, that there are natural living plants that eat people.
Venus flytrap.
Basically the D&D style of it, yes.
Yeah.
Archon's eyes kind of narrow.
Well, before we wrap this up, is there anyone we can talk to that might have a bit more knowledge about this? Medical practitioners that looked at the body or something?
Well, I suppose you could ask. I mean, that was weeks ago. I don't know what's left of the body, but, I suppose you could go head down to the clerics. They were the ones who did the interning. I mean, the body's buried, obviously. It's not like we just keep them lying around.
I'm sure they might have kept notes, though, that we could examine.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. You're smart.
I appreciate that. Anyone else got anything to add?
What's the bounty?
I'll say at this point, though, you hear like the little clattering of cutlery coming around the corner. As you see Gam Gam enter the room carrying a tray with like little teacups.
Oh!
I brought everybody some tea.
Wow, well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Gam Gam. That's really appreciated. It's always good to have tea with company. Here you go. And she kind of like steadily hands the tray, her hand slightly shaking. She hands each of you a cup.
Oh.
How many lumps of sugar would you like, dearie?
What kind of tea
One.
is this?
Oh? Tea? Oh, the
What
type.
kind of
It's
Yeah.
turtle gray.
great?
Archon takes it,
If
looks
you
down,
could see my face right now.
sniffs it. Does it smell alright?
That smells like good tea.
I just sip it without no sugar.
Well, Welcome takes it out of politeness, but like anybody even looking at him can tell he does not want it.
Welcome. I'll take it.
I'd fucking happily hand it to you.
I will
I drink that 100% leaf water.
both.
Hell
Constantly
yeah,
tea.
Sorry, Tal.
Bro.
So as you guys get poured the tea, it's really good tea for those of you that drink it.
It's made of turtles.
Until wisdom
It's
was
not
first.
turtle soup.
It's just Gam Gam's
Turtle by
bath.
turtles.
You know what? If
That's
we're gonna go
what the-
for sick, guys, it's just Gam Gam's bath water. That's all you drink.
Yeah!
Oh god.
Game again,
You did
bathwater.
What is it made out of? My bathwater.
No, it is literally just a herb. But it is very good tea.
Today's a good day.
And just kind of steps over.
Today
and
the
hands his
gang
cup to
drinks
Talitha.
Gam Gam's bathwater. Right, how much is the bounty worth?
That's right. Sorry, I was just the bounty. It's 1,000 gold pieces.
That's certainly a hefty bounty. I can see why it's a popular, well, semi-popular job.
That only tells me it's worth it. Something dangerous
Yeah.
out there.
So here's what I'm recommending or suggesting. Take it how you will. We'll do the job. And we can do it under your banner, and that might help you get elected so you can prevent people from getting taxed to oblivion. How's that sound?
That sounds useful. I'd appreciate it. Thank all of you. That would be a lot of help.
And one other thing, other than the gold, is we're looking to build connections and kind of our own little network. It would be nice to have somebody here in Zoolandis to reach back out to if we ever need.
You kind of looks at you fun like, you want to be pen pals?
If that's how you want to consider it, sure. I meant more of a formal relationship with trade and such, I guess.
Oh, with trade? I suppose So you guys are like lords or something?
Not quite, but
The temptation.
Mercenaries looking to expand our horizons. That clear enough?
We're open to the prospect of becoming lords, but we realize we're not really in the financial situation to do such a thing. But we are looking to grow our reputation a bit, and this is a good spot to start.
Oh, okay, I suppose. You want to buy and sell the goods here. I'm all for it. Trade's what we live off in this town.
Very well.
Anybody
else? Anybody else have anything?
Any other jobs we should know about?
Other jobs?
Is there anything in town that perhaps needs to be taken care of?
In town? I don't know anything specifically in town. Most people are out of work because of what's going on. If you're looking for work, you guess you could go odd job hunting, but don't know anything that, pays well.
Gotcha.
We'll focus on this issue for now.
Oh, okay. You guys look over as he notices that he's got a second cup of tea that he puts on the floor that the little tiny dragon lizard starts licking up.
Oh.
Okay, Mr. Ruffles, enjoy your snack.
God, can I vote for that thing?
Welcome, if we do get our own land, he can be our banner. Just saying.
Ruffles?
Yes, on the banner, not the banner, but on the banner.
I don't know, I like the first idea better.
Oh.
Just tie its tail to a pole and swing it around.
Why does it sound like something Archon would do?
Yes.
Because it is something Archon would do.
I'm
that's all I
insulted
got.
for you, but whatever.
Anyways, as you guys...
We should move on.
I'll say, though, as Gam finishes up, too, she looks over at Wilcrum and Archon. The pair of you didn't like the tea?
I don't drink tea.
Oh, you should have said something.
He prefers ale.
Oh, you see her reach into the back of her shell, just kind of over behind her pack, and pull out a little flask. A little bit of a nip.
I'm just glances
John.
Why am I not surprised?
See this light of respect still to his eye?
Steps over.
Gladly. Much appreciated.
She just takes the teacup and kind of tops a little bit of whiskey in it.
Oh, I like this city.
Cam, how many times have I told you that, the doctor said, "Oh, shut up, Zeldra. You know that I've been drinking this stuff for nigh on 50 years. Hasn't killed me yet."
Oh boy.
Sometimes you just need to spike your tea. And then Talitha takes a sip of a teacup.
Would you like some tea with your ale?
I suppose we should probably get to the clerics.
Yes, I mean, of course, that's in the south side of town, so,
Do you have a map of some kind, Mr. Mayor, sir?
a map of the town?
Of the nearby area.
Oh, like,
Where the trouble is.
I do have, like, he takes out a little map. It's, as I said, it's kind of on the main road between here and the next, our neighboring town of, Quidlundis. Windolus, it's a bit of a distance to, it's almost it's about a 550 mile journey to Windolus and Jersey. He's like looking at the map. It's been happening roughly about 100 or so miles out of town on the road.
It's quite a distance.
Okay.
It's the big
Just
country.
glance over at the map and remember the
All the better.
close details.
It's not like by town, as I said. It's in the middle of the road. Hence, why when that guy, when the adventurer came back who took the job, kind of died when he got here.
Well, perhaps I could bother you with one other question. Then before we go, if we're going to go 100 miles out of our way, do you have a wagon and some beasts of burden we could perhaps use to get there faster? Resolve the issue quicker for you?
Cam, do we still have the old? Yeah, Junior, I'll go hitch up the old wagon. Excuse me, Sonny. And you see Cam slowly click, click, click. Just hear like echoing down the hole. Click, click, click.
I want to be able to bring it back. I'm worried.
Yeah, my dad had a few old kind of pack horses. I mean, I suppose I could lend them with a wagon for you guys.
Right.
Very well.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
So let me get this straight. Everyone who's gotten on the roads have been attacked.
Most people, anyone in a wagon, definitely.
Oh, cool.
Good, so we'll definitely draw it out then.
I mean, as I said, they've been kind of going after and attacking people on the road, and if you're on the wagon, you're on the road, and it's been dangerous.
Anything that seems to favor does it leave the ones that ain't too stalked.
Fair. You're saying that there are people that have traveled that weren't attacked at all.
That's not attack 24/7. Sometimes people get lucky, yeah.
Interesting.
Is it the smaller ones that don't get attacked, or what? Is there a pattern of some kind?
As far as I am aware, the pattern consists of people getting attacked when they don't get attacked. Kind of looks over curious, like I'm not sure if there's a pattern. I mean,
Okay.
I'll speak with
fine.
Roderick.
That's
Perhaps he knows.
like I say, most of the wagons get attacked, but I mean, sometimes travelers are okay. But I think they travel off the main road when they do it.
Well, We'll stop taking up your time for now.
Cool.
Talk to the clerics and make our way.
Goodbye, Mr. Mayor, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
Yes, have a pleasant day.
you too. What was that, Snappers? Yes, they were very nice people, Snappers.
I bet he's a druid.
Hal just gives a wave before leaving.
What kind of druid uses a warhammer?
The
The
cool
best kind.
The cool one.
Maybe he's a paladin.
You know, I wonder if the guards have any kind of stationary weapons that we could put in the back of the wagon.
What, just to like make it
Like
look
a
like
ballista?
That
We're
seems
gonna
a little bit hopeful. Even
trade?
if they did have it, why would they give it to us?
I'm not saying we'll look out and get it, but it's just an idea that I had. If this thing is big, and we pull like a ballista out or a cannon out on it, it's gonna have a bad day.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking some druid nature.
what? And made like the oh hi.
Forest coming alive and shit.
What if they just I mean, I think that too, but what would they even gain? Are they like climate change? I don't know.
My
Well,
only
maybe
wonder
they
is
just
that it
want to disrupt
apparently...
trade.
Maybe they're getting pissed by population. I don't know.
Once we're out of the building, I'm gonna ask Otlius.
Hey, lad, you think that if it's magical, could it be an effect set on an area that triggers when people pass over it? Like those wards that we found on the door.
Yeah, but he kind of ponders for a bit. Well, those kinds of words kind of like a one and done deal. They won't come back. That doesn't really. Well, I was gonna say
But
that
what if
doesn't
it's...
really explain the multiple people unless they reset it when people get attacked.
And it could be. It is only happening on the road.
They're targeting a point that they know people are going to travel, especially if they have carts. And I don't think
I would be
there's that much
surprised
traffic
if it
lately.
was an effect, an old effect anyway. Somebody's doing it for a reason.
I'm thinking
Oh,
it's
I
either
absolutely think
thinking
that
it's either
someone's
some kind
researching
of
it.
fucking bandits or someone with something to prove. Someone who doesn't like all the civilization popping up.
Precisely.
Well, if it's magical in nature, then we probably have to expect more than bandits.
I could try and find out what Shindar knows. He did mention a dislike for the mayor.
Yes, I'm
Who's
wondering
that,
if
the lizard man?
he's
Yes.
working with the other guy running for mayor.
You could be working
Yeah.
with anyone or no one.
He could be, but if the other guy running is a shrewd businessman, he likely is offering a lot more gold than the bounty, especially if it's going to help him get elected. He stands to gain more.
Now, as much as extra gold would be nice, I think having an ally in government that isn't a shrewd businessman might be more beneficial for us.
I would
Yeah.
agree. Someone's loyalty is worth more than gold.
Also, he's really nice. I want to help him.
I am a little concerned, though, how well he might run the place. But I'll have
He
to take
seems
his
to know
word.
what he's doing. My only worry is, well, if he's too nice.
Yes. Yeah. He needs to thicken his hide a bit.
Or
It's
his
not-
shell.
Tougher shell.
Not seem so nervous. Because if he puts on that front, then it's easier for his opponents to push him around.
Yes,
Whereas
well,
the other guy, we likely won't be able to trust. We could go talk to him, see what he's about, though.
It's something we could consider.
Look, I know businessmen. Farther you stay from them, the better.
I'm a little surprised that you know businessmen, Archon, but I'll take your word for it.
Do you think we only have warriors and Draconolis, please?
No, I'm
You
talking
know what?
about
I
your
kinda did.
hermetism.
Nah. Shakes his head.
But he is a noble, and if Madonia is anything by, I don't trust nobles.
Well,
Maybe Mr. Junior person is equally as rude and is just putting up this like, I'm a nice kid.
Hmm. Usually I can tell when they're doing that.
like you, Atlius.
Wow, that's so rude.
You're the
Suppose
one who
it
said it, kid.
takes one to know one.
Yeah, that's me.
So he
I
said
do
that
it.
the clerics are on the south side, right?
Yeah, you're right here is the town, like right at the very end of the city, past the rivers.
Right. So it'll take quite a bit of time to get there.
Yeah, it'll take a bit of a jaunt.
Fair enough. All right.
Well, where are the shops?
The shop area was in this section around here.
We'll run into the shops before we get to the church.
Sure, we can stop off at that apothecary or whatever it was.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool. I love doctor's appointments.
I wouldn't exactly call an apothecary a doctor, but
They're close. That's close enough.
They're more like a pharmacist.
There's doctors.
Big apothecary, that's a big problem, I'm telling
Fuck
you.
is a pharmacist?
It's just a fancy way of saying apothecary.
Oh.
We have it in Norvandra all the time.
It's a racist farmer.
okay, well, yeah, we'll head off to the apothecary,
Repeating potion?
herbalist, whatever.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Fuck that Alvar guy, am I right?
So as you guys wander down, you
Right.
guys are going to head towards the shops first?
Seems
Yeah,
so.
well, the shops are like right
On
next
the
to
way.
us, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys head down towards the shopping district. Once again, you see all the various races running around town. People kind of, well, again, your party gets a bunch of, curious looks as, once again, most of you are odd-looking. Ironically, the only one not getting odd looks this time around is Archon himself.
I was about to say. Like, I was about to say, like, when I was done with this bullshit. Like.
Because
Oh.
Archon looks similar enough to lizard folk, and there are even a dragonborn or two in the city you've seen.
Oh, if only Chef was here.
So how does it feel?
Well, I'm not exactly gonna complain.
Then you like attention?
No, I just don't think it would be fair.
Fair for what?
Fair to complain about getting the weird looks for once.
That's true. I think it's kind of cool.
Good on you.
Again, I can't say I blame them. Is there anything else we need from the shop district while we're here?
Not like we can afford anything. But it would be nice to see where everything is while walking around, right? Like when we can afford stuff.
Yes, that is true. I don't think I
Um,
need anything anyway.
I don't think they're big enough for like a magic place.
They are a port town, so you never know.
As we're walking, I just glance around for anything that's like, we're a magic place.
You're looking for a magic shop?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a investigation check.
I'll help the kid out. Why not?
I'll help.
Down. So
Okay. You look about for it. You discover there is no like dedicated magic shop in this city. Right? It's more of a place for herbs and potions, less magical items. Though you do, with some wandering about, discover there is like a person who does seem to sell occasional buys magical items. You learn about a guy. Whether he's willing to sell them, you have no idea. But there seems to be a collector in the city.
We know a guy.
Okay.
Heist.
Quickies, what does he have? No.
I
Kill him
take.
and take his shit.
I will take his most expensive potion.
Well, while they're looking around for like a magic shop, using with my background, could I keep an eye out to see if there's any like underground sellers, like people that maybe don't want to draw attention to themselves, but
So you're looking for a
Sell
black
goods that-
market?
kind of, yeah.
Bakon is generally watching me.
Sure, you can roll me an investigation check as well at advantage due to your background.
I'm back.
Watch me like get the opposite of Dan's rolls. I'll get the same numbers. Of it.
So you look around for a black market. Unfortunately, despite looking for it, your race kind of makes people a little wary of you as you try to see if you can kind of work out the concept of a black market. And people kind of just kind of like, "Nah, we don't know anything about that."
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm not really asking around. I'm just keeping an eye out. But
Yeah, well, basic, like,
obviously, the point of a black market is not to be.
yeah, just open and, like, easy to find, exactly.
Hey guys, do you know where the criminals are?
Double nat one.
Point me in the direction of your shady.
Point me in the direction of crime.
Where is your darkest alley?
You go to you find out there's a black market. You go there. There's just a bunch of Kenkus.
Oh my god, it's a murder of crows.
That would be a great like gang name.
The murder of crows.
Murder,
The
yeah.
murder of
Kenku
crows.
gang.
You got the crooks, you got the bloods, and you got the murders.
It's Kenku only bar or Kenku only gang.
Shit.
It takes 2 cobs of corn to join.
What the hell?
Alright. Well, I suppose with that all out of the way, we can just get Alavor to lead us to this shop that he found.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay, so you go down to the towards the apothecary potion shop where you see the little Kenku woman working the counter.
She's part of the gang. This is the black
Right.
market, guys. We found it. We solved this mystery. Sorry, continue.
It is really funny how that came up just before the Genku.
But as you look over at the little Kenku woman kind of wandering around making potions in shops, they kind of look over at you and waves at you.
Oh.
Help us go wave back.
Oh.
We're so dead.
Oh. No.
We're targets now.
Yeah.
Kenku takes out a knife, shanks Talitha.
No, takes out a shotgun.
But you definitely you definitely see that she's got a very sweet, elderly, like, woman vibe to her.
That's how they get you.
but kind of wears like
I'm gonna drop it.
for the sake of this, swears looks like a granny sweater and like a brown like skirt.
Yeah.
So for the sake of this, just because it's one of my favorite images.
Dunk.
Cute.
Okay, so you
Alright.
see the Kenku woman? I mean, she's looking at
Yeah,
Ollie.
is it like a store or is it like a stall?
It's like a small store. You see like various potions are on the shelvings and
Okay.
like a
Yeah,
little door to the back.
head in. Well, I'll walk up to the Kenku woman and be like, hello. I was wondering if I could ask you about some remedies.
Kenku woman looks at you, she's like, "Hello, remedies."
One of
Oh, cool.
my companions might have sort of like infection or something. Was wondering
Wait.
how much a remedy might cost, or
Kenku-
something to stop it.
Kenku looks over. Infection or something. Kind of gives a shrug.
Delitha, can you tell me? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Do I know much about Kenkus?
Roll me
Do
a
I?
nature check. You can, whoever would like to can roll me a nature check. I'm gonna say a disadvantage because none of you are from this country.
Fair. Wondering if there's ever been a Kenku in Chicano.
Go racist tendencies.
Okay, so Talitha, you've never seen a Kenku in your life. This is just a fluffy bird person and is fascinating. Archon, you've heard of Kenku. You know they're like an type of bird person. You know, something or other. They're weird. They got a reputation of being weird for some reason. You don't know much past that. Atlius, you
Wonder
know
why.
that they tend to mimic everybody. You don't know why, but they tend to mimic people.
I met one last night. who
There
said,
it
"Help
is,
my
Cal.
lord."
Ironic. Well, actually, this makes the most sense because you're a dwarf, and that is
Yeah,
bordering
like-
Your culture borders Zulandis.
Yeah.
You actually know that Kenku are straight up. There is a curse upon them that was set ancient days that prevents them from speaking, and they can only mimic what they hear.
Yes. Like when I turn to Talitha, Welcome is aware of this. He just doesn't know what he's talking about in relation to
To the
issue we
medicine
are
thing.
facing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand medicine. He's like, I understand how to stop people. Not sure how to keep them moving. Tell, help me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Alright. Well, our friend was injected with a particular illness. Currently, he's not showing symptoms, but I do have some notes on symptoms from another person. The issue is we're not sure if it's the same strain.
She gives you a very kind of odd, head tilt that goes, injected. Strain?
If it's the same type.
Gives a nod. Reaches out a little feathery hand.
Talon's gonna step forward. She'll pull out her journal and go to the page where she's jotted down a few notes on what she saw when she saw Billy.
Akon just kind of looks over, arms crossed. Might get a little disturbing.
It
As-
was kind of like a tapeworm mutation.
As the little Kenku woman starts reading it, you just see her beak drop open like slack jaw.
Told you.
Hands the journal back and kind of gives you that shrug of like, oh.
Aw, I knew it. Thank you, though.
Do you know anything that might help him in the slightest?
Yes, no.
Once again, looks over at Otlius, wanders into the back, and hands you over like a little jar. Yes, no.
Maybe?
It's an urn.
It's an urn.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Is there perhaps someone else you know of that might be able to help?
In other cities.
The Kenku woman kind of looks over at you and taps. In other cities.
Like, persuasion?
Or any other one.
Kind of thinks at it. Other one.
Fuck.
And
Do we
Alivor's
know any
going
of the other
to.
cities?
Alivor's going to look over at Talitha. Mind if I borrow a page from your journal? And a quill?
Yeah, 1 second. Talitha will
Oh, but
very carefully take out a page from the journal,
But this is a fun game. Oh, man.
along with passing over the quill and ink.
Not a game.
so you
And
hand over the...
afterward-
Down.
Afterward,
Write
I'm
down
gonna
the
kind of
question.
like look at this jar that she gave me.
Well,
I'm gonna
the
write
jar
down a
has a
couple of
clear
questions.
label on it. And it just is like a rubbing ointment. But apart from that, as far as the other city, the Kenku lady like takes out a pen and paper and just writes something down there, and you see the city of Barbaros on there.
Is that the capital?
That is the capital.
But
Hey, I remember that. That was just in character knowledge.
Which ironically comes from the simple fact that the capital is named after the rulers.
In character knowledge.
something special about that city or what?
It's just
That would
big,
be the
right? So
capital.
there would...
The Kenku kind of scratches the beak and kind of looks over and goes, something special. And then circles the name Barbaros. And then puts a little crown over top of it.
Yeah, Barbarous is the ruler, isn't he?
Barbaros is
Been
the
a long
ruler.
time since- It's been a long time since I've been in this part of the world.
And
Alright.
wait, and he can help specifically, or just we find the stuff in the city?
She looks over at you, Oz. He can help specifically?
Wow, he's so cool.
Is he gonna be willing to help people like us?
You look
Yes.
over her and she kind of taps her beak, looks at you, and shrugs.
He nods.
Like most people. How much for the ointment?
She puts a little thing and it says 5 copper.
I'll handle the 5 copper.
She's got like flashcards.
Aw.
Thank you for your help.
Gives you a little nod and goes, thank you.
It was nice to meet you.
To which I will hand the ointment over to Otlius.
As you say that, Atlas goes, it was nice to meet you.
Yay. Oh, it's so weird hearing it back. the same way.
So, Otlius, you can put in your inventory a chest rub vapor.
Oh my god, this vapor rub?
It's
I
vapor
love this.
rub.
Hi, Aries.
Aries,
I...
you unfortunately just missed the conversation with the Kenku shopkeeper.
That's
Vapor
alright.
rub.
I might have overstepped a little bit.
We figured.
God, I wish that were me.
Dang. Oh,
So-
wait, we're in
Landis, yes.
Yeah.
Oh shiz. Oh no, I want to be racist.
Oh,
At this point, I will
Well,
say.
look,
Oh no.
there's not a lot stopping you from being racist. Like,
So
in real
at
life
this
either.
At this point, just because Aries joined up, you guys, as you are talking to the little Kenku woman who is serving you, see a familiar figure kind of walking around, just saying the most absurd shit to everybody she walks by as she wanders by and greets you.
Tiamat's tits, why is she here? Hey!
Is that a bird?
Did you say demon's tits?
Akane is already, like, stepping toward her, getting her
I'm gonna
attention.
write that down. Demon's tits.
Is that what he just said?
Stella just pinches the bridge of her nose.
You
I
just
think
hear
that is
behind you goes, demon's tits.
Wait,
He
it
said,
mimics you?
he said Tiamat's tit.
No,
Not
it's-
the,
Oh,
Is that a
sorry, I crossed it out.
It's funny that
Tiamat's
everybody
tits.
heard demon's tit, though.
yeah.
is that a kangaroo? Like she's like pushing past and is like trying to like witness this.
Yeah, that's a king.
Welcome does not move out of the way. You will have to make a strength check to get me out of the way.
Now I'm gonna look over his shoulder because he's super small compared to her. Hello, I'm Kiori. I've never seen a kangaroo before. I'm sorry. You're really pretty.
Chick, what are you doing out here?
Looks over at you, Kiara goes,
Just
really pretty.
kidding.
Brings up a feathery wing for you to shake, Kiori.
she shakes it happily.
Just watch her shake the feather. By the way, I guess for the sake that you can see the image I picked for this one, I'm pretty sure I've shown this one to you before, but just so you know what the Kenku woman looks like, because she's in a little grandmother's sweater and a brown squirt.
Oh. Yeah, you showed it to me once before. It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
Like Kiori is just like mouth agape, and she's just like it's like seeing.
Starry-eyed.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to exactly describe it though, but it's like I don't know. It's still like an amazement and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, this is the best place I've ever been in my entire life. You can't really... You can make anything, right?
You can make anything, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kiori just doesn't even know what to say though. She's just like in just complete amazement. Can I pet your feather? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything like that. Just a comparison to see which is like the softest between like a tabaxi or maybe a kenku feather. Just for scientific sakes, please.
The Kenku kind of looks at you with a kind of a tilted head and looks over at your companions.
And just crosses his arms and shrugs. She does this. Yet to, teach her.
I apologize.
She looks over at you, Kiori, and you like pulls out a little flashcard that says 5 silver.
I pay her
Holy
a
shit.
gold. I pay her a gold. Like Kiori's just bouncing though. Like she has no bad intentions with this. She just really just wants to
Yeah.
purchase Kenku.
Jeez, so you pay her a gold.
I really hope this doesn't come back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, I think the murder has a new target.
Yeah.
Oh.
You give her a pat on the head for a little thing. It's very soft, downy feathers.
Do you have a tail? Is that a thing? Do you have tail feathers?
I'm just gonna slowly walk out of the building.
Tail feathers? And she just does like a little spin where you see the little tail feather poke up behind her and then spins back to front you.
I'm
Alright,
also
I'm gonna go
leaving
before she
everybody
starts
to
tail
me.
touching again.
Cure.
Again.
As you see that, you hear.
Silva just passes a smile to Archon.
Hey, you didn't see that shit.
No, but many
As, like,
of us heard
all
it.
of us, as like all of us walk out of the store with Archon like following, yelling, Curie left behind.
Archon stays behind just to make sure she doesn't go too far.
I have a question though. I might be weird, but why do you wear clothes if you just have fur and stuff or feathers? I guess is this just a cultural thing, or like how does that go?
Kind of looks at you with an odd look and kind of like looks over at you and then he points at Archon. It kind of is like, why not? Kind of like a shrug, like, he's wearing clothes kind of symbol.
Pretty much that, yeah.
Okay. And it makes sense why you two leave your tails out, but I thought it was like a sensitive kind of like part of you. Why would you keep that out? Why not just,
Tails also keep on balance check.
Oh, yes, the actual thing. I keep forgetting. It's hard to. It's hard to keep in mind that both of you are different things.
Yeah, we got it.
Would you be close to a dragon or a lizard at that point, then?
I don't know.
Can I touch your tail again?
No!
Just because I can, the little Kenku wanders over to you, Archon, and goes, can I touch your tail again?
Me? No, you can't touch my... He just kind of like glances over his shoulder to make sure no one's listening. My tail, no.
In the corner of the room, Lou's watching. No, I'm kidding, he's not.
As you look it over, you look at the Kenku woman who opens up her beak and just goes, ha, 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 ha! And closes it again.
So, which tail is longer, though? Archon's or this lady bird's tail?
Definitely Archon's.
What?
I feel like hers is like literally 3 feathers. Like...
The Kenku tails are tiny. They're just tail feathers.
Okay, just making sure. Because like crow or raven feathers are like super long tail feathers.
Archon's still very big.
I mean, Archon's tail is probably bigger than Shift's tail. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Archon is a big boy.
Yeah, lizards and dragons have very long tails.
He's
I
got
wanna
a good
ask her-
girthy tail.
Before we end this, I want to ask her like if the tail kind of means the same cultural sense as Dragonborn's tails do, where it's like intimacy and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna make sure that I'm making sure I'm getting things right and correct.
As you say that, she looks over at Archon and goes, intimacy things correct?
Thank you.
Look, it was one day. She got that information out of me. We are not talking about that. Looks over at Kiori.
Anyways,
Look
Kenku looks over at you, Kiori points at its tail and shakes its head no.
It's just used for balance and stuff like that. It's not used for like anything else. Just it being there.
The Kenku kind of gives you like a sad little eye look when you say that.
What do I know about the Kenku curse?
You could roll me a nature check at disadvantage that I gave for everybody.
Okay.
I really hope that that welcomes
History?
the only person.
Nature.
Oh, nature.
Wow, the game says no.
Do I see that she has wings or anything like that? Because this is about to get sad.
You could see feathery arms, yeah.
Are you like what do I know what an Aarakocra is?
You could roll me another nature check at disadvantage.
I swear by the gods.
I mean, we walked past them when we got into the
Well, I mean,
city.
you know what the bird people are, but whether you know the difference between an Arakocra and a Kenku is the question here.
Right, yeah, that is
9.
fair.
You know of bird people.
9.
You don't know
Can
there's
you-
a difference between Kenku and Arakocra.
Can you fly?
Oof.
She looks over at you and just goes... shakes
Welcome
her
walks
head and
back
just
in and
fly.
just grabs Kiori and leaves.
Ow, 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 you're small, let me walk on my own.
While this is happening, I'm gonna look for like a little food stall.
So you go around looking for a food stall. You find there's a... You look over and you find a tabaxi that's serving like fish sticks on a stick.
Yes, can I get 6 of these, please?
Of course, my friend. And hands you 6 little fish sticks and little cups of tartar sauce.
I've
I
had
do
this
apologize. This is all I have, but I put down a gold coin.
Gives you 9 silver back in change.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go back to the group and be like, yes, while Kiori showed up and decided to harass the Kenku, I got you guys some lunch. On me. Enjoy.
Oh.
I was asking scientific questions, okay?
You were
For my
kind
book.
of asking inappropriate question.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Oh, why don't you tell me? So I don't ask them again, inappropriately.
I don't
You're
know
probably
everything
gonna
that's
ask
running
them
through your
anyway.
brain.
I'm not that bad, okay? I guess I'm eating, okay?
Well, yeah, Alivor just handed us all fucking crab sticks. Of course, we're eating.
Fish sticks.
I'm also eating I'm also eating out of character.
I can tell.
It's an appropriate time to
Welcome
do
as-
it, considering.
Wilcrum actually doesn't take a fish stick.
I'm just saying, you can look at my book. I'm writing everything down I can find, okay? I can
If
give
you
it to you if you
must
want me to.
know, Kenkus can't fly, and it's a bit of a sore spot for them.
Oh, why don't you tell me so I can write it down?
I'm only telling you so that you don't bring it up to more Kenku.
Well, why don't you tell me so I don't bring it up to Markenku?
I'm about to. Let's walk and talk.
Would you like to see my book?
What? What's
Talitha,
that
do you
mean?
want the other one?
Sure.
There you go. I'll give Talitha the extra one that welcome.
I literally have an entire journal I can give you guys. If Kiori's just stupid writings. If you want to read it.
Yeah.
As
Maybe
we
one
talk-
day.
As we walk, Welcome will like describe the Kenku core. He's not super knowledgeable, but he knows about it.
Mm.
Like he might
He's
not
like, you
know
know
like
more
the
than the rest.
exact history and happening, but
Yeah, you
he
don't know
knows
the
PODR.
specifics. You don't know the specific god in question, but you do know that they were cursed by a god to neither fly nor speak.
I didn't even know that.
So a god can just erase, like, an entire, like, race's kind of thing. That's interesting.
Well, there's a god in it.
Gods are fickle.
My god is nice, okay? She's helped me learn stuff.
Stars
even
are
is-
fickle as shit too.
Isn't your god one of fate,
Yes,
Gary?
she is.
Oh.
Just gonna leave that one there then.
She is of fate, destiny, divination, future, and honesty, okay?
Alright.
Just gonna leave that one there.
You don't like gods? Do you have something against my god? Tell me in
Who are you
explicit
addressing that to?
detail.
Just say that fate is not always kind.
Fate can always be changed.
But like, isn't the point of fate that it can't be changed? Oh, bless you!
I'd say you make fate what it's out to be, though. Like, there is a fated path that you must go to, but which route you
feel
want to
like
take
that-
in the end.
I'd like
I
to
feel
believe
like
there's
that
a
defeats
difference
the
between
purpose.
fate and destiny. Destiny sounds like it's more set in stone. Fate, however, no.
I guess.
This all sounds like too much for me.
Well, you're talking to the cleric of
I just hope that we'll tone down the social faux pas when we're trying to represent Mr. Future Mayor.
Oh, we're trying to represent him?
Well, we're gonna
Yes.
do his job so he wins! Because winning is the best!
Okay. So you don't want me to talk then, right?
Yes.
You got any questions, just ask them to me.
Okay. But if I really need to know, though, I'll make it like really obvious.
Alternatively, just run them by us before we talk to him.
But I have a lot of questions, though.
Just start writing them down, and then Archon can just read through them and be like, cool, you can ask this one and point to it.
Sounds like a
Call us
waste
the
of paper.
Chinese government because we're fucking
Wait.
censoring this.
Does that mean, like... Wait. Does it mean that there's only Kenku bird people, or are there, like, different kinds of bird people?
It's Kenku and there's Aarakocra.
What, are Aarakocra flyable? Are they cursed? Or there's, like, would I insult them if I said, like, hey, can you fly him?
They
No,
can
our
fly.
Aarakocra are able to fly.
We saw one on the way here.
That is awesome. Okay.
Oh, fucking hell! What was that roll?
Don't ask me, man.
Oh my god.
Don't ask me.
Oh my god.
You have no idea there's a difference between Aarakocra and Kenku.
Okay.
I also have a really detailed section of all of you in my journal.
Ah,
I imagine
Your-
you have
your
a more
quote-unquote-
detailed section about one other
You.
person.
You.
Me.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah,
when
she
you were
did
in a
get
sword
to,
coma.
I
You
took your
look all over your
Tola
fucking
just
body
breaks
while you
into
were
a giggle.
sleeping.
You know, I think I'm gonna go find that dwarf, go on the boat, and go back to Mardonia.
No, Aleport, no! I lightly pull on his clothes. Come back!
I'm getting to the rest of you later, by the way.
I'm going back
I
to the
fucking
mountain.
dare you.
Certainly not.
I will make
I'm
Lou
just saying,
pectorize
you
him.
ever touch my blood, you're gonna regret it.
I'm not gonna taste your blood. I can taste other someone's blood.
No, I said take my blood,
Oh! No, I wouldn't do that.
even
took
though
your
you said
measurements.
you would.
I just want half elf blood.
Well, you can have Allowar's.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to say, without goofing around, Kiori, that goes for mine as well. Especially at this juncture in time.
Don't take any of our blood.
Oh no. I'm not gonna do you guys.
I don't know.
Why
if
do
I
you need
believe that.
anybody's blood?
To taste it.
Why do you need to taste it?
Gnome blood tastes the same as human blood, and I need to test all those things out to see if it tastes similar, stuff like that.
Okay,
I'm sure it all
gnomes
tastes
are
the same.
as far away from human as possible. Why do any of them would be in?
You
You're
know
gonna
that's
get a
how you get ill,
disease.
right?
I'm not dead yet.
Well, you're tempting
Cool.
fate, aren't you?
My goddess is of fate and stuff like that,
see
and
what
I said I'm willing to die because of this.
That's a good one.
This seems like a foolish thing to die for.
Hmm.
Would not convince her.
Oh, by the way, do you know who rules Uzan is? Because I know.
Barbara.
Yes.
No, Luxdon.
That's what rules Ludandis. Barbaros is who rules
Oh,
Ludandis.
okay. Sorry. She probably she doesn't know the name though. She's like,
Just
no, it's Luxodon.
select it. It's an elephant person. Elephant man.
Yeah, that Welcome coughed in character when she said that. Yes, it's
Boris
barbarous.
is the name.
No.
Boris? What's the name?
Barbarous.
Barb.
I hope he's nice. I hope
Yes.
he helps.
Barbaros.
We are not
Barbaros.
taking hurt if we ever meet him.
Okay. I like to meet him.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He has possibly my only chance of survival, Kiori.
Oh. Oh yeah, we need to meet him.
First, we need to make the road safe.
Yeah,
We have a bit of a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so speaking of which, we got anywhere else to go before we hit the road?
We're heading towards the clerics at the moment.
No.
I'm assuming that we've been walking most of this time.
Yeah, I would give you that. So anyways, you guys eventually cross the rivers, go over the town, and you eventually reach the Church of the Beast Gods. There you see many various different statues to gods none of you know of.
Would I
Are
have
there
like
many?
No, I guess I would, because I didn't care about religion when I was.
Yeah, I mean, anyone proficient with religion can make a check.
Is there an entire pantheon, it seems?
Yep.
Large pantheon? Like
Um,
over a dozen or what?
What? Just normal?
If you're proficient with religion.
Okay, I am.
Okay, then you can make me a
Cool.
normal check.
Sadly, not proficient.
So,
I'm
Ares, you only know about your gods. It makes sense. You're very racist in the Empire. Your gods are the best gods.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Beast gods are literally just beasts. Oddly, you've heard of the beast gods. There are many variations of many of them. They are said to be what some question whether they're real or not in some cases. Because they are the gods the people of Zolandis have adopted, and they each have an animal representation. You do know of a few, and the main ones at least. And you do see statues of them. You see one of them being a giant lion named Leo, the lion god of power that represents power. You see Fenrir, the wolf god, who represents leadership. You see Taurus, the bull god, a representation of strength. Artemis, the owl god of wisdom. Condon, the raven god of magic. And Rodina, the rodent god of cunning. You do know there are others as well, but these are the statues you see in the town at the moment.
Wow, I can't believe doing Cultural Astrology 201 really helped me out here. I just point them out to people and explain as succinctly as possible.
You what?
Yeah, that's that the main gods at least.
How do you know?
Do you?
Well, when you look at stars and meaning behind what they say, you kind of also have to look at what other cultures take on.
Do you know if they have an equivalent of Helm?
Out of leadership one?
I mean, oddly enough,
Helm
everybody knows about the Nine Hells. There isn't
No,
separate.
no,
No, Helm, the god.
Oh, Helm.
Helm.
God of,
I thought you said hell, not Helm.
which is fair.
Yeah.
Helm, the god of protection.
So you want to know if they would know about him?
No, I
No,
wanna
the
know if they have
equivalent
an equivalent.
of. Yeah.
basically, when you're looking at that sort of thing, an equivalency close to Helm would probably be either Leo the God of Power, or possibly Fenrir the God of Leadership, depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah, probably
Fair.
the lion one or the wolf one.
Okay. I reckon we kind of just like look at them for a moment. We should find some clerics.
Yeah.
So,
Do they
is there
just
anyone,
like have the one
wandering
mega
around?
temple? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see one mega temple with a bunch of various god statues. I mean, again, you see other ones. You see a turtle, like a turtle statue god. You see what looks to be an elephant statue god, and etc. Of various animals.
Do they have like any like information about them nearby, like inscriptions or something, or is it just?
Yeah, like a plaque.
It's really not a museum, guys. It's like saying,
No,
would
no.
you see a Jesus? Yeah, you would have to ask someone to get any info on each god past that. They don't have plaques. No, they don't. They expect people who come here know who they are.
Fair.
Uh,
That is fair.
Master would be so proud to remember.
I'm just gonna find a cleric. Are there like clerics like wandering around, or do people seem to be keeping busy, or what's going on?
yeah, people tend to be wandering around doing their thing, their religious sermons, helping people. You do see a massive Laxodon in robes who kind of gives off the vibe of high priest.
Does he seem busy?
At the moment, he doesn't seem to be doing anything but kind of like, basically looking like he's at a desk, kind of writing in a writing some papers down, writing something in some notes.
I'll go ahead and approach him then.
Okay, so you go up and to approach him.
Yeah.
As you approach, the Laxodon kind of looks up at you. What is all this then?
Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering if you could have a moment of your time.
Oh, I suppose so. What, may I ask what this is about?
Of course, we're investigating the troubles you've been having on the roads. Spoken to the mayor. He said that someone came back and passed away shortly after.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're speaking of the adventure we had just recently. Yes, he...
Yes.
It's been a while, of course, since he passed away. What did you wish to know?
I was wondering if you guys had maybe any notes or insight into what was happening to him when he came back.
Probably. We had some idea of things. Notes were taken, of course, when we opened him up to autopsy the cause of the disease. We believe it was some sort of necrotic poison or something that did this to him.
Would you mind if me and some of my companions had a look at these notes? Ideally, we'd like to know as much as we can. We journey out to try and solve this.
I suppose it couldn't hurt to do so. You will have to, of course, be observed, because it is in a rather non-too-public spot at the church, but please, I suppose that is fun. Please, follow me.
It's understandable. I'll get the attention of Tell and Otlius.
Grab Tel and Otlius.
Tell will follow.
As he wanders you over towards the, what looks to be the, to kind of like a back room where several scrolls are in there. He starts going through some of them, and yes, here we are. This is what you were looking for. Hand you a
Much
small
appreciated.
scroll. Yeah.
I'll open it, glance at it for a few moments, and be like, yeah, I got nothing. One of you guys should take this.
I'll put a hand out. I'm also going to look to the cleric. Do you mind if I copy your notes in my journal?
see any harm with that, going ahead.
Alright, thank you.
You're quite welcome, young miss.
Mhm.
I will unravel the scroll for both Talitha and Atlius, and I will look it over.
Yeah, I'll just look over.
I guess the first
Well-
question is it in common?
It is in
Yeah.
common.
It's like,
Thank
surely
the gods.
in before deep speech.
Well,
Why
no,
is it
I mean it could have been in their native tongue, so.
I don't think they have a united tongue. There's so many races here. Might as well speak.
Yeah, with
Oh, man.
it's common because again, with all these beast people, the common tongue would be atrocious.
Yeah, we'll just read it over.
So you read it over and you get very close to what they did. The person had died. Only about probably a few hours after they had reached back to town. It seemed to have been a slow-acting necrotic poison that had been rotting them out from the inside. It ended up being a bit more than most people had been hoping for. They weren't sure what the cause was. They weren't positive whether it was a natural or natural or magical cause. Although they do figure that it leaned towards more of the magical nature.
Okay.
Though they're uncertain
Okay,
what specifically would have caused it.
Was he like? Did it show on the scroll like he was in terrible pain?
Yeah, is
Or
there
did
any
he just,
other
like,
notable
spontaneously die?
symptoms?
Yeah.
Like
You
sores
notice,
or anything?
yeah, you do notice over some of the other symptoms of it was, apart from the rotting thing, he did seem to have kind of a sunken face, as if he had been starving. You notice that his fingernails were darkened and blackened,
Cool.
and he also had many lacerations across his body, though they figured that was not related to the poison.
Okay.
I'm just going to assume that you guys are kind of discussing some stuff out loud so that Welcome can keep up.
Yeah,
Yep.
we would.
Yeah, so when you get to the part where they assume it's magical, he'll pipe up. He'll be like, magical. So you didn't notice any potential like points of entry for poison or damage of any kind?
As we said, there were a lot of lacerations of the body. It could have been done by that. It could have been done any other number of ways. Perhaps magical injection. Perhaps they breathed it in. It's impossible to tell, really.
Right.
If it's a targeted effect, they could just spring it from the inside.
It also would be hard with the lacerations. It could have been caused through that.
Magic makes things so awkward.
It does.
Well, I'm no expert, but guess we just gotta go and figure this out.
So these in mind symptoms and everything, is there any possible creature I might know of?
You could roll me a disadvantaged nature check due to the fact that you were not native of Zulanda, so you would not know the creatures around here.
Fuck.
Nothing you can think of specifically that could cause this sort of thing. I mean, at this point, all you're thinking of is bugs.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Talitha, no!
Bugs
Come back!
cause these lacerations.
Well, to be fair, I don't know if you're like thinking about this aloud or anything, but to be fair, if it was a like potential like animal or creature, they'd probably be aware of it.
Yeah, they
considering
know,
that
right?
But if it's like a
Well,
natural
even if
form-
I took it flat, that's an 8. The low roll was the first roll, guys. So
yeah, no, I'm just saying
Like-
to justify like tell it's a thought process and stuff. If there was like an animal that could cause it, they would probably know about it.
yeah, I mean, there's
We can
not
assume that it's
nothing you're aware of that would cause that sort of specific thing.
You guys gotten everything you need?
I
I
believe
think
so.
so.
Right. Well, I'll turn back to the head priest. Well, thank you for your time and your generosity.
Oh, but of
If
course.
you have a bit more time, might I ask you a couple more questions?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt a bit. What is it, Sir Dwarf?
To start with, I wouldn't mind asking, I assume you are the head priest here.
Oh, that is correct, sir. I most definitely am the head priest.
Well, suppose I am just wondering, as the head of the religious institute here, do you have any opinions on the upcoming election?
To be honest, it is kind of looks at you, looks at you with a bit of a wary eye. To be frank, it is a bit of the church's opinion to try to stay out of the political matters of the people. Not to sway the people one way or the other too much.
Now, that is fair. Being outsiders, we are, well, admittedly unfamiliar with the political landscape and, well, people running for the position. Suppose we just wouldn't mind having some insight if you had to share.
Well, I suppose if you promise to keep it between us, and if anything I tell you is confidential, of course.
You have my word.
Very well. I suppose it couldn't hurt too much. In my honest opinion, since there are only the two runners right now, with the Swift Paw and the poor mayor's son running with Eldra, at the moment, both have their merits and disadvantages, of course, as all politicians do. Eldra, of course, a sweet boy, very loving, cares about the people a lot, but inexperienced, unfortunately, and perhaps a bit naive in some of the areas of life. Kind-hearted, gentle lad. I've known him since he was a small shell turtle, but has a bit of confidence issues. Some of us are worried that some of the more, let us say, shrewd businessmen from trading nations would get the better of the poor lad. On the other hand, of course, Swiftpaw, a very competent businessman, one of the wealthiest people in the city, in fact, knows his ways around the area, knows his trade, but tends to be a bit more on the pathological side of wealth dictates power and success. Tends to look at those of us without as much coin to be, let's say, incompetent in their own right. Though he does believe that the people who wish to vote for him believe he would at least make the city as a whole much more powerful and stronger for trade, possibly increasing the revenue of the items, though some people are a little scared he may alienate some of the outside country sources for trade, high taxing them, possibly draining some resources from our area, increasing our tithing. But of course, others believe that he would do a better job at it, and believe that such a thing would increase the power wealth of the city. It's a bit beyond me, to be honest.
No, politics are messy. But if I might put in my own opinion, it's always well to be wary of nobles such as this Swift Paw. Coming from Mardonia, I'm sure you have heard of, well, some of what's happened.
The basics. We tend to stay out of the politics of other nations if we can. After all, most nations don't really care much for Zulandis. We're relatively new. Well, I mean, almost 1,000 years. Far older than some, I suppose, but we're a nation that had to fight to be what we are today.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I understand wanting to stay out of these things. But I suppose, in the sake of trust, full disclosure, while helping out this city, we want the best for it. And ideally at the end, at least I hope that we can come out as allies, my small group of companions, and, well,
Well, don't get me wrong, Sir Dwarf. It's not as if anybody dislikes having people about, but as I say, other countries we tend to avoid as much as possible. But at the other side, we are always welcoming of new strangers in the land. Zulandis is a place, after all, was created by joining the outcasts of the world.
yes, it's a breath of fresh air after spending so long in the Empire.
I can only take your word for it. Never been there myself. Though I've heard there's a few of our people that have occasionally go down there and visit. To be honest, there was this weird tabaxi that left the portal a long time ago.
Well, I wouldn't recommend. But one last thing, if I may.
Of course.
Well, my companion got infected by some strange solution, I think. I'm not really one for the medical side of things, but we've been hoping that perhaps somewhere within Zelandis might be someone that could help us determine what the effects might be and potentially stop it. Did you happen to know anyone?
Well, I could take a look at him if you would like.
Hello.
Oh, it's you, little one. Oh, didn't see you there.
Yep.
You're basically coming to the guy's kneecap. Because he's
Hi.
like 9
I
feet
was also
tall.
probably like buried in the scroll. Like,
Yeah, of course. Well, come over here, little one. I will take a peek at you.
oh boy. I walk over.
Okay, one moment. It kind of just bends down and picks you up, like child style. Now, let's see here. It kind of like twists and turns you, kind of looks in one, it like takes you up and like brings you up to one of each of his giant eyes.
Oh,
Kind of looks at you. Doesn't seem to be anything. Could you cough for me? Takes his big ear, do it again. And just puts his big ear that basically envelops your whole body.
oh.
Oh god.
There doesn't seem to be any problem there, okay. He just takes you up and he kind of flips you upside down.
I just held in watching amused.
Looks at you
I
at
can't
your
even
legs.
see anything
Like,
'cause my
she's
coat's,
completely
like,
stopped
covered
looking at the scroll. She's just kind of like leaned on the table watching.
I feel like Atli just has this shell-shocked look on his face, like, what?
Seems to
You
have
can't
a
even see his
normal
face. His
state,
coat's
the
like
legs.
covered it.
Interesting.
As far as we can tell, he hasn't begun showing any symptoms of illness, but it has been a couple of months since the infection happened.
I see. Turns you upside back, right side up again, Atlius.
Oh,
Well, nothing from a mundane example can be taken. One moment, please. As he reaches out and kind of taps you on the head with his trunk and just puts his trunk to your forehead, Atlius, he mutters some words and this divine light kind of shines out from the nose of his trunk and kind of envelops your whole body.
I explode.
No, you get eaten from the inside out by necrotic poison.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
What a plot.
Initiative.
Oddly, is just wandering into all the boss villains by himself over and over again.
I mean, Fulcrum and I are nearby watching this. So.
To be fair, though, Atlius is now, with two of the boss villains I've introduced to you guys, Atlius has been involved with both of them directly in some fucked up way.
Atlius is a slut.
All the yeah, I'm gonna collect all the boss villains. Like a stamp card.
The final encounter is every boss villain showing up to be like, hey, he's mine, and they all just
Oh my god, it's
They just fight amongst themselves.
That sounds right.
Battle of the X's.
It is two boss villains that are alive that Otley has fucked over. That fucked over Otley. It's like, As he starts turning over, you feel this divine presence kind of form. You hear this. Well, that is disturbing.
Oh no, that's cool. Lay it on me.
Let me ask you, do you know what HIV is? But no, I'm
yes.
joking. Well, I got good news. It's not cancer. He's like,
It's not cancer.
It's not so
Double
it is.
negative.
he looks over at you and goes, it would seem that there is something inside of you, but it's a bit odd.
It's a worm.
God. I tried eating healthy. No, I ate bugs. It's a bug.
Judging from the divine magic I cast upon you, I can sense that, well, though it isn't natural, whatever occurred to you has become part of your body, and is acting as a natural state. Meaning something like restoration or even greater restoration would do absolutely nothing of it, since those spells expel foreign influence. Whatever was injected upon you is no longer considered foreign.
Amazing.
You've merged. You become a symbiote.
I'm gonna have shoulder tongues.
Wait, what?
That was the thing that happened to the previous guy.
Well, that's disturbing. I mean, I have
Yeah.
absolutely no idea what this could do or would do. Perhaps it will do nothing. Perhaps
So you're saying
You
like
might
it's
not
physically
wanna
part
know.
of me?
it's literally part of you right now. To remove it would require some incredible power. The only one that I could even think of in the all of Zulandis that might have any hope of this is King Barbaros himself.
The apothecary also said that. Do you
King-
think he would even be willing to help?
It's hard to say with King Barbaros, honestly. He's a kind man in his own right, from what I hear. I've never met him myself, obviously, but it can be difficult. You are foreigners, after all.
And from Ardonia, no less.
He kind of shrugs at that.
Too.
To be honest, Wardonia has never given us any direct issues with this country.
Is that
Did you-
so?
Well, we do trade with them very much in this very city, after all.
That is true, I suppose.
Did you feel the kind of like intensity or whatever? Like, should I worry about it like now or?
He looks over at you, kind of gives you kind of like an odd, like weird ear flap. To be honest, I can't really tell. I've only visualized you at this point in time. I don't know if this has grown or if this was the initial thing that occurred to you immediately.
Oh, I just meant like, did it
It's
feel like?
incubating.
Did it feel like did it react in any way to when you?
To be honest, if I wasn't knowing what I was looking for, I probably would have never found it.
Okay.
It
Thank
seemed
you.
to have a... How to describe the feeling when I found it? It's like I found your body there, but the part of you that was there was like... almost like a... void.
Like nothing?
A bit, yes. It was there and not there at the same time.
Oddly, this is a bag of holding.
Eat it, just fucking eat it.
You know what? Gotta admit, that might
I'm
be
like
the
that
coolest
penguin
concept
from-
for a character, that they just pull things out of their
Except you
mouths like a bit.
probably,
I'm that
you
guy
probably
from
don't
Penguins of
want the item
Madagascar.
back.
What was it, Rico? The guy from Penguins of
Yeah,
Madagascar.
Rico.
spit out
Just
the-
spits out all the bombs and shit. Rico, bomb.
Oh
Well,
god.
thank you for all of the information and the help you've given us.
It
Is
is.
there anything we can do to repay you?
Well, I mean, there's no payment necessary, I suppose, for this. A bit of rest. I'll need a bit
Anyway,
of rest.
Show my thanks.
Is there any way I can show my thanks?
He kind of scratches his chin. You know, it's like kind of like,
He-
I suppose if you would like to help around the church for a while, when you have time, that would be appreciated. Always could use a few more hands. Especially with the
Very well.
strife the city has been suffering of late.
Once we return from this job,
Oh, very
my way
good.
down, help you out.
Very appreciated. And please, little one, take care of yourself. By the way, oddly, has he still been holding you this whole time?
I'll try, mister.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, Talitha took a few notes.
I forgot to mention my name. How silly of me. Huh. My name is Drodos.
I'm
Drodos.
Otlius.
Drodos.
Okay. Yes. Well, welcome. It's a
Yes.
pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, indeed. Then, as he goes to shake your hand, he realizes he's still got Otlius in his hand. He goes, oh, well, sorry, there, I just put you down.
Thank you. I kind of like pat and correct my attire.
It's a pleasure to meet you, fellow.
Funny because Welcome is not even that much larger than Otlia, so he still has to bend down real far.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And his hand, like, envelops your arm. Like, this is, even for a Laxodon, this is a big boyo. He's like 9.5 feet tall. Like, this is a, and also, like, heavy set, too.
Oh boy.
You gather from the size of this guy, he probably weighs between 1,500 to 2,000 pounds.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess that's probably a bit much. Probably close to 1,000 pounds, but yeah.
Don't let him sit on you.
That's a lot of pounds.
Oh, well, I've eaten well over the years, but perhaps the peanuts have been a bit much.
Otlius kind of shakes his head because he definitely heard penis.
Well,
Speaking of which,
must-
that you're literally at groin height for him, so that's an interesting image for you.
Oh god.
He continues to shake his head.
As he realizes why Kiori asked why they wear clothes. This is why, Kiori. This is why.
we should probably be going now. Well, I look forward to coming back here.
Oh, of course, and I do. Please take care. And, fate be with you, little one. I hope everything works out well for you.
Alright, I'll make my way back out to the rest of the party.
I
Nice.
also gather her book and give a nod to Drodos before leaving.
Okay. As they're in the back room, are there any charity bowls or?
Oh yeah, there's
places
there's tithing bowls.
Okay. I imagine in front of each god statue.
Yeah, each god statue has a tithing bowl.
Okay. What's Alavoy doing?
Making out with a hot beast woman.
No.
Wow, that killed you. Damn.
No, I laugh and you know when like you're drinking something and it goes up in your nose?
Ah.
Yeah.
I had that, but with
God.
fucking saliva. I wasn't
Yeah, I've
even
done that.
drinking anything. Oh,
Okay, sorry. What?
He probably would have gone to the two little docks.
Okay, so you go to the docks.
Dog?
The which?
The box, right?
The
What?
docks, the two little docks near the church.
Oh.
Oh.
so he's not even in
Oh.
the church.
Okay.
He's like here.
Okay, so you went to
Yeeted
the.
out of the church.
He yeeted out of the
Oh, I
church.
thought
You know,
You
said he just
guys
felt.
left me out. So
Alright. So, yeah, as they just kind of walk in, Akron just looks after them. Like, at some point, Alboy just walks out and he's like,
Babysit Kiori,
drugs.
please.
Oh yeah, Kyoi's around. Let's just say she's distracted. Well, she probably is.
She's
Honestly,
distracted.
yeah, she's probably noting like all of these gods.
Probably
Well,
been taking notes.
As she's noting the one that's farthest away, Archon just, I believe it was the Lion God that was the one of power, right?
Yep.
Right. Archon is just gonna step toward it, slip a claw out of his pocket. Kind of like, yeah, he's gonna unzip it, stick, 2 claws in and come out with 2 copper, and just lay them down in front of the statue.
Okay, so you take the 2 copper, put them down in front of the statue. You got one of the other priests in there, kind of gives you a nod.
So
And
he's
just
hoarding
glances
himself
at him a
up.
little bit before reaching in again and taking out a gold piece and putting it down.
With that, you guys, so,
And I'll
Alvar,
step back.
Alvar, you went to the docks. As Archon steps the backs and gets the tithing, which is well appreciated. People seem to be looking over at you and encouraging the nod to it. You get an odd
Trying to
feeling, though.
welcome.
You've never seen a beast god before, and it's kind of an odd sensation.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being judged.
You are in a church.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a monster in a church. I'm literally a beast in a church.
Which in this church is, you know what the church is. I'm a beast in a church surrounded by beast gods.
Okay.
I feel strangely
Well,
at home.
wait a minute.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I feel so at home here. It's great. But yeah, go ahead. So
Yeah,
I can
so-
zips back up his jacket.
Yeah. So Alvar, so you went down to the docks.
Yep.
Anything specific you're looking at the docks, or
What do they do at these docks? These fishing piers? Are they...
yeah? Generally, with this one, you see this is more like a fishing dock place where most of seems to be a area of small fishing boats and stuff going. Where the main docks are for like trade ports.
Just gonna see if there's a old man fisher and fish with him.
Sure, you find this like little old. You know what? Fuck it. Actually, you find this old centaur fisherman just sitting at the docks. Kind of like sitting down with like how horses lie down with their knees tucked in. Just sitting there fishing.
Any bites?
It's a bit slow today, actually.
Got a spare rod?
Kind of looks over at you. Kind
I'll
of
keep
looks
what I
about.
catch.
Tosses you a rod. This is my backup.
Wonderful.
And so I
I'll
guess you go to
put some
fish.
bait on and cast it.
You can roll me a survival check.
A what check?
Survival. Okay. You catch about 7 fish.
Are they big fish? Small fish? Regular?
About mid-sized normal fish. You don't catch any world-breaking fish here or anything, but they're good-sized fish. As you do so, the old kind of centaur looks at you with a lucky.
Perhaps. Do you sell them, or do you eat them?
I catch them for the church.
Well, consider this a donation to the church.
Well, appreciate it.
I'm sure they'll enjoy the fish.
Sure they will. And he goes back to kind of sitting quietly and fishing. So, after you're done catching your fish, I'm assuming you head back to the church where the rest of the party is.
Yep.
So Alvar comes back, guys, smelling of fish.
Well, I am not a fan of that.
Yes, well, I felt out of place in there, so.
Did you have like a quick hookup or something? Post office style.
What the hell are you talking? No, I went to the docks and I
Toma
fished.
just stares at Atlas a second.
You keep bringing up this post office. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of, when you had your first coma in the wagon, we kind of left you at the post office for a little while. But I asked Eleanor to retrieve you. And she brought you to Yevon's.
But what does that have to do with hookups?
I think Shift thinks that a post office is where mail goes, but I think he thought that mail as in like the guys.
It still leaves questions unanswered, Atlas.
You're being an exotic dancer.
Where in the hells did you get that idea?
Post office.
No, next time I go on a sword coma, just kill me.
I don't think we're allowed to do.
Don't take that seriously.
Clearly,
how
I
do you-
become an exotic dancer and get my measurements taken by Kiori. I don't know what happens in these, but I feel violated. That's all I'm saying.
Do you prefer to die by electrocution?
Atlas, no.
He just like smiles at Al. The small head tilt. It's a bit sinister.
Health is gonna pinch his ear.
Hey! Ow! Ow! I was kidding! I was kidding!
No!
I would never.
Right. Well, what did you find out?
Well,
King Barbaros is super cool and super strong.
I just glance at like Tell. I'm like, I didn't understand anything on that scroll.
Well, for what we'll be facing, it is a necrotic poison. It's probably magical.
Or at least more so on that end. It could be a
yeah.
right?
It seems to be magical, but we're not completely sure. I have noted what symptoms there are, but there's really not a lot. There's not a lot here to go off of.
Did you see any wounds on him?
Lacerations, yes, and we're not sure if that's a point of entry or not.
What kind?
And just lacerations.
In the back, right? It was on his back. Like when he tried to run away.
I don't think it was noted where.
His
This
body
is a
were
lash-
covered in
laceration.
lacerations.
Oh,
Yeah,
covered in
exactly.
it. Okay. At least the people who wrote the scrolls said that, or at least believed that the lacerations were not connected to the thing, but they could still be.
They could be
The
a
necrotic.
entry, but yes, they're not sure.
Alright, look, what I'm thinking is these guys are using the forest as a weapon. Could have been poisonous thorns.
It's possible.
Because laceration wounds. A whip wound is real different than a bunch of thorns. Wish
Mhm.
I'd seen it. Probably would have been tell.
And it's somewhat fast acting. Somewhat.
We don't know how long the journey is.
Well, we know how far out.
It shouldn't take too long by cart.
Exactly.
we also learned that I have a void inside me now.
That is
What?
Yes.
true. I also
Don't we
still
all?
have no idea what that means.
Dude, I won't go there. God.
What?
Nothing, never mind. Okay, you have a void inside you.
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong like on the outside, and it's like a part of me now. And Mr. Drodos was like, there's something that was there and not there at the same time.
Hmm.
But it's like a part of me. He was like, it's like a void. That's what I mean.
Well,
I guess that's what the injection was about. But it's a part of me, like naturally now. So, like restoration type magics won't work because it's no longer foreign to my body, if that makes sense.
You mentioned whether it was big or small or what.
Really say. But
Hey.
since it's like, sorry,
Like I said, you didn't give it a size because you just said you didn't know if it was getting bigger or not. You didn't know how big it was to begin with. He never gave you a size. You never asked. You never asked. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Well,
I also asked them about the political situation here. Apparently, this Swiftport does some what intends to increase like the internal production of goods, cutting off trade to the outside. Am I remembering that right, Heath? He wants
Which
to
one?
like trade less. Swiftport wants to trade less with.
He
external
wants to
countries.
increases the taxes on them, which could lead to trading less with them. He basically wants to kind of take them for all they're worth.
Yeah, so I'll kind of go over that stuff. Naturally, this is just a private opinion, not one of the church itself.
I still don't see why it's up. Even if we're trying to get on the guy's good side.
I think if we want to make a lasting impression, we want to do what's best for the city.
I don't know about you guys, but I think you do it from the ground up. Maybe that's just why I was born, though.
This may be true, but we are coming in the middle of a bit of a political situation, and the side we choose will probably have consequences one way or the other.
Agreed. I still think we should meet him, but
I do like that turtle lad, but yes, I agree. We should meet this other first.
what if he's the one doing it?
It's a possibility.
why wouldn't he have stopped it by now and taken the credit?
Probably because he wants to like push the town to the brink.
But it is harming trade, so I don't really see the real benefit of it past.
Hold on, are you
Gaining
talking
political
about
power.
the fucking turtle?
No,
No,
I'm talking about the
the
other
tabaxi.
guy.
Maybe.
what if he's gonna be like, if I get elected, I'm gonna secure the trade routes. He'll do
Mind
it
you,
post.
I don't know when the election is, but I imagine it's going to be handled before then.
Hopefully.
Well, what do you guys think? Should we meet this? Or should we just go about our business?
I think we
Doing
should
work,
make
should
money
it?
right now. And I ain't gonna fucking lie, these politics ain't my business. I don't even want to be there when you meet them.
You don't have to be then. But considering what we're doing, we're kind of making it our business.
Like it or not, it's probably going to be, if not the largest deal, a quite a major deal for their election.
Look, if we're looking for allies, then whatever happens in this election could be a pretty big deal. I think it would be best to meet him first. You can head back to the inn if you don't want to be there, Arkon.
Fine, fine. You're the ones who care. Go ahead, don't let me stop.
Anyone else?
I'd like to go.
Wait, so you're going to meet with this person?
Seems like the best thing to do.
Do you know where the hell he is?
I'm sure it won't be difficult to find out.
Okay, I'll come with. I might do the thing.
To be honest, I was kinda hoping for it. Alivor, what about you?
What about me? It was partially
You
my
coming
idea to meet him
along?
in the first place.
Right, well, sounds good to me.
What about
Arkon, you can
me?
babysit Kiori while we do this.
Hmm. If someone can keep her from insulting the man.
Meanwhile, in the background, Kiori's like insulting some passerby.
Oh my god, do you have a soul? No. But
I imagine since this was at the church, guys, she's probably just wondering whether the gods or not have souls because they're animal gods.
I don't know if
My
she'd go
God.
that far. I'm not.
Didn't she literally ask Shift if he had a at the
Yeah.
start of the campaign?
Yes.
Yep.
I feel like she's got that question answered now. I'm not sure, but I think.
I'd hope so.
Hmm.
What was Shift's response? Wasn't he just like a person, just like anyone else?
Pretty
I can't
much.
even remember.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
even for the longest time, she didn't believe that.
Do we not all have souls? I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of his response.
Ah.
Right, but yeah, alright, we'll head to, we'll wander around. I'll try and find, like, a guard or someone to ask where we could find him.
Yeah, for the sake of simplicity, you do find the his estate, which, oddly enough, is completely on the other side of town.
Oh, hell yeah!
I
Shocker.
guess I'll just drag Curie with me since Ares just to go. So
Archon and Curie are having
Is it like this big one
makeouts.
up here, or is that like a park or something?
No, that is... It's near there, but it's actually this building
Oh,
here.
What is this area here?
Do you wander by and ask?
It's actually a grave.
Probably not in character, I just want to know out of character.
also zombies.
Nice.
It's the gardens.
Funky
Oh.
fresh.
Oh.
And they have zombies.
It's a zombie garden.
Yeah. Fertilizer everywhere.
I mean, you guys would obviously pass it by on the way over to Swiftpaw Estate, so you would recognize a massive garden full of various flowers and plants.
Look, I'm just really pushing that zombie angle. I'm just saying.
More zombies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so we'll approach the
Careful
Swift
there.
Forest
Careful what you wish for, Avalon. You want more zombies? I might just bring back more six-armed monsters to fuck with you guys.
No!
I know.
What have you done?
I have
For the sake of
made
brevity, are we just skipping to the estate?
Yeah, for the sake of brevity, you guys hit the estate. So you find the smallest. You find this estate, very rich-looking, fancy building, marble. One of the only like stone buildings you've seen around, like made of marble. Very fancy.
Typical of the nobles that we're used
Yeah,
to.
he's rich and he flaunts it. Yeah. You do notice his columns are done up like leaping fish.
Interesting.
The closer I get to this man, the less I like him.
I will knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and you eventually are greeted by what seems to be this kind of Aarakocra woman kind of walking around with kind of a maid outfit. She's like, "Hello, may I help you?"
Yes, we're here to meet with Lord Swiftpaw.
May I ask what this is about?
Business opportunity.
Then who is calling?
I am, Alavor. We hail from lands far away.
And what sort of business are you intending to bring up with the master?
Well, he seems to have a lot of stonework here. I have a few stones that might be of interest.
You wish to sell the master's stones?
Is that so unusual? He used them to build his house?
Well, yes, he did. It's very unusual to see door-to-door stone salesmen, though. Roll me a deception check, Alavor. Okay, she looks you up and down. I suppose it's possible. I'll ask the master if he wishes to discuss buying stone.
Tell him we know location of Fey stones. They glow at night.
Oh, well, I suppose that's a little more interesting for him. One moment, please.
As she leaves, I just turn to Al, like, was the lie necessary? We could have just told them that we're mercenaries or problem solvers, like we've been telling literally everybody else.
But that was so cool, though.
Don't know if it's prudent to take the job from the mayor, then go directly to his opponent and talk to him about the same job. At least openly.
That is true, but I feel like we didn't need to lie about selling stone.
Hey, you don't know. I have some stone left. I could sell it.
Also, as a businessman, surely he won't take offense if we choose one job over the other and do the job.
Anyways, a few minutes pass by as you hear kind of the steps coming down, and it goes, Okay, I will see them myself. Let's see what's going on here. As you wander down and coming towards the door, you see this huge, giant, fat black tabaxi walking out in like a feathery, like, boa on his shoulder kind of thing, and like a golden bell attached to his, like, collar.
Oh, God.
As he looks over, she's, "Oh, you said you were looking to sell me some rather exquisite stone that glows in the dark from the Feywild. What an interesting thing." And for the fakes of vigils.
Oh, that is weeb as fuck.
That's what?
Weeb.
Weeb.
He kind of thick though.
Boy, thick. That boy is thick.
Oh lord, he coming.
Okay. Well. Yes. we found ourselves in a Fey city at one point, and we took some of the. Well, I took some of the stonework. I gave it to one of your local sculptors. Well, a piece, just a sample, to one of your local sculptors to see what they could do with the stone.
Well, very good. Where did you procure such stone?
Well, like I said, Fey City, out in Mount Dralick.
He looks you up and down. You, sir, must be an idiot. And he closes the door.
I, for one, second that.
Yes, you just told him that.
Wait, you
Yes, I
didn't
have a
walk
source
away?
of stone. 10,000 miles away from here.
I'd be surprised if it's that far.
Dude, you are literally on the other
It
side of
was
the
Across
planet.
the ocean.
It is literally the other side of the planet.
Atlantic Ocean.
Like, it took you 3 months
Pacific
to
more
get
like.
here by boat, and then it took you another 2 months, another month on road.
I mean, I don't even think the Pacific Ocean's that big, guy.
Well,
But
I
okay.
might exaggerate
Asians
with
on the boat.
10,000. You're looking about 6 to 7,000 miles from one to... You
Can
are
I-
literally on the
can I knock
opposite
on the
end
door
of
again?
the planet. Shh. You knock
Okay,
on the
but
door.
before he does that, I will cast Detect Thoughts.
I will just say quite loudly, well, I suppose most exotic materials come from across the world, but what do I know? I'm just a stone
I love
salesman.
Why? Why are we still paddling on this?
As you open up the door, the Eric Cocker woman just goes, "Oh yes, you. What is it?"
Apologize for my, well, the Lord put it quite well, idiotic companion. We do have actual business that we would like to talk about. We are travelers, and, well, we are interested in the political landscape of this town. We thought, who better to discuss that with than one of the contestants?
And the deception?
He is simply an idiot.
I suppose I can ask the master if he'd be willing to speak with you. You can roll me a persuasion check. Wilgrim.
Normal?
Normal, yeah. Looks over at you, he's like, I suppose I can see if he's willing to speak with you. One moment. What's this?
Is she annoying? Like, reading her thoughts.
You gather when you heard that she's a little upset because you gather it's like, great, now I'm going to be yelled at by the master. And
I wince a bit.
a couple of minutes pass and he comes back out and like, oh, so apparently you just wanted to gather political information, is it?
Look, I would like to apologize for my traveling companion here. He is incredibly stupid.
Well, making a
Gotcha.
deal in the most god-forbidden place on the planet to have a deal struck to gather stone.
He got a bit excited about his fancy stone that he found. I suppose he just thought that it would look good as part of your property.
I mean, just imagine the water with your fish
Okay,
glowing
look.
at night. Just
He
saying.
You can stop talking now.
He looks over and she's like, it's not that doesn't sound impressive, but entering the most fortified place in the world where people who go are executed if caught sounds like a rather poor business venture.
Well, actually, that's the thing about it. The city disappeared from the mountain. That's where we saw it last.
Okay, look. Doesn't need to happen. Cut it. Enough. Enough. We're not talking about the fucking stone anymore. Look, Sir, Lord, we are simply travelers, and we have taken interest in the political climate here, and thought, who better to learn about your position than you yourself? If you wouldn't mind indulging us if you have the time.
I suppose I can spare you a couple moments. But time is expensive, so hurry up.
Fair enough. We appreciate this. Is he like ushering us into like his office?
No,
or
he
does
is
just want
waiting
down?
for you to talk
Okay, yeah.
right now. He's not having you in
Alright,
his
yeah.
house.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Fair enough. Well, if you don't mind me asking what some of your political proposals are.
I'll recast it because I think it faded by now.
it would have definitely faded. And he looks at you, he's like, you want to know my political... By the way, Dotlius, roll me a disadvantage sleight of hand check.
Sure. I don't point it at him, but I am trying to be sneaky, so it's the sleight of hand.
Okay. He doesn't seem to notice as you cast the spell. You
Listen,
want
I
to know my
understand that.
political standards? Well, to be
I
honest,
do. I understand that as travelers we might be a bit odd, but we don't want to make any splashes that will cause strife for the city.
oddly enough, the only strife I can know for this city is simple. The political standard of this city is weak. The current mayor is a young child who doesn't know any better. His father was somewhat competent, but his child is in complete dullard. Going to bring this city to ruin. He hasn't even been able to take care of this issue on the roads of late. And
What would your take on the roads be, should you be mayor?
obviously enough, I would send hire a large band of mercenaries to take care of the situation, cutting out the forest area and making sure there's nothing where the enemy can hide. Slash and burn, even if it's necessary.
I glance over at Archon like you were saying.
Archon is not with the group.
Oh, sorry. I glanced back at Alvor then. He was there in the conversation.
Apologies for being uninformed, but has the current mayor not already tried sending mercenaries out?
Adventurers, small groups. I'm talking the full and utter destruction of their road area, clearing it out for miles, making sure there's nowhere the enemy can hide. Burning the
Sounds
landscape
expensive.
if necessary. Well, but the
Jesus.
money would cost us there would be less than the money we lose every week.
That is true.
And obviously, increased taxes would be necessary to handle such a thing.
Indeed, it would be quite expensive. The forests don't have any significance to the population here, do they?
Well, there are those who believe the jungle shouldn't be burned and slashed so much, but I say it's high time this area becomes more modernized and less of our ancient ancestors. Just because we used to live in the jungle before we became a civilization doesn't mean we can't pave the way for new success.
That is
Just
fair
my
enough.
narrowed glance from Calico.
Has there been
I-
any deviation in his thoughts so far aside from what he said?
The first thing he gathered is what is with these idiots, and then basically his deviations and his statements came forward.
Cool.
Well, I apologize for the idiotic deception and taking up your time. I appreciate you coming back out to talk to us.
Well, one who wants to run for mayor does have to have a bit of a public face, even with any looks over at you foreigners.
Yeah, I'll cop that.
But in
But
any
we won't
case,
take up any more of your time.
very well. In any case, do run along. I have much to take care of.
Very well. Have a good day.
Brenda? Yes? We will have words about this later. Yes, sir.
You can forgive her for that. It's not her fault.
Roll me a persuasion check. Okay, he looks over at you. Fine.
Brenda, best ally.
let's get going.
As you guys leave and such, you guys head off. What are you doing?
We'll head back to the inn to grab Archon.
Yeah.
But,
By the way, guys, you have spent almost the whole day running around town doing this now.
Yeah.
I recognize this, Heath, and I need information.
I know. Just let you guys know.
So it's evening at this point?
You guys are back at, like, evening, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like a word when we get back to the tavern.
Okay, so you guys get back to the tavern.
Ooh, saucy. I was right, Archon. I forgot you weren't there.
Right about what? Okay.
That his whole thing was like, if I was mayor, I'm gonna secure the route, and then in his own words, will like burn the forest if necessary or whatever. With like big mercenaries.
Good war tactic, but he ain't good in war.
I mean, if the forest were to come alive, I think burning it would be.
His aversion to foreigners does concern me if he goes to power.
Oh, I felt that sting when he said that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did have good reason to be annoyed.
Right. So, how much does he remind you, of Queen?
Wait, what?
That just kind of leans forward.
I'm reminded
So how
of
much
the
does he
Queen.
remind you of the Queen?
The Queen.
Queen of Madonia. What is power obsessed?
Oh, Liz, I'm just
I
gonna
don't,
say you would turn and Kiori goes, "It's Empress, actually," as she continues to, like, scribble in a book.
Oh, whatever.
I think
I don't
that's
give
bit
a
of
shit.
The comparison there's a bit of a stretch. He doesn't seem like to take over and rule with an iron fist. He
Also,
just is money-minded.
I wouldn't know. I think that the Empress is really nice, but I can clearly see she's not. But yeah.
I mean, nobody here has met the Empress. So.
I would have been the closest though, given my
You would have been the
backstory.
closest, but even you wouldn't have met the
I
Empress.
never would have met her in person.
It's kind of
Yeah.
asking, like, politically speaking.
Yeah, yes, politically
Like,
speaking.
Idealistically.
Yeah, I still stand by what I said. I don't think the comparison is that strong.
Alright. That's why I'm asking.
He's very chubby,
Yeah.
and I did want to pinch him.
Okay, that's not really.
Chubby!
Yeah.
He clearly has strong visions of what he wants the town to be. That is a point of concern for the young one.
And I kind of see his point though of Mr. Elder Jr. How he's like inexperienced, but I think he's way too overboard with his. It's like two extremes, if you know what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean?
Inexperience could be fixed with an advisor.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
There are people behind the throne that can help.
But
It's a mayorship, not a throne.
Whatever.
but it
Point
doesn't.
still stands.
Isn't like.
But then that also leads to the potential for what's the word? Like a puppet.
Like a
ruler?
puppet? Yeah, because I don't think like. you know,
Well,
he doesn't-
obviously the right advisor.
Mm,
Honestly, I
think that, I think what is fucking Granny or something. I think she's got a good eye. I think I'm fine.
indeed, well, I'm not sure what would be best for the city as a whole. I definitely think that our own goals would be most benefited by the young one.
Yes, even though you think I'm an idiot for doing what I did, that did give me one important piece of information. If we're any distance away from him, he's not going to waste his time on what we need or what we ask for.
No, but what you
Yeah.
did was still really dumb.
What did you do?
He pitched us as stone salesmen from
With the
the
Fey
mountain.
City Stone. That isn't even there as far as we know anymore.
I kind of just pinches the bridge from those. Okay, repeat that.
Well, he tried to pitch taking stone from the Dralick mountain as a good idea.
Clearly, it was just a ruse.
A
Wasn't
really
good
bad
I'll
one.
admit, but-
It was awful. If you really wanted to pick a ruse, you should have gone with the obvious one. He cares about money, right? He cares about status, right?
What am I
He'll
gonna
go
do?
with
Offer
that
him
stuff.
all 8 of my gold?
No! Listen. Alpha then gives a slight gesture to Kiori. We have someone of status here. If you
Oh,
wanted to make a ruse, you could have just said, we have a lady. And you could have just, placed yourself as her servant. That you speak for her.
you want him to meet her. That sounds
Not
like a
meet
great
her. He
idea.
doesn't have to talk to her at all. She'd be a lady of status.
Well, with how he reacted to that, he would have wanted to meet her.
Yes, and we could have had her there, silent.
This is besides the.
I'm just saying, if you want to do a ruse, there's a far better one than saying you wanted to take a magical stone from a Fey city that doesn't exist on a mountain across the sea.
Playing off his vanity.
Delitha, we can sit here and insult our lover. It's just not necessary at the moment.
I'm just pointing out it was dumb.
Yes,
I
kick
think-
me while I'm down.
Oh, it's okay, Oliver.
Don't tempt me.
You've done it too, welcome.
I mean physically. Anyway, besides the point. I think at the end of the day, we should still support the kid.
Yeah.
Even if it mostly benefits us more than the town.
Also, raising the forest would be pretty sad.
There
Yeah,
seems to
that's
be a
not going
voice
to
in the back
happen.
of my head that tells me not to do that.
Again, pretty good war tech, but we ain't in war. This is a civilian area.
So we'd head out tomorrow?
Yeah, I think would be a good idea to check out the roads tomorrow. We've gotten all the information we can, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. I'm glad we went to that church place.
Why?
The head priest seems like a swell man.
Yeah,
Very kind.
And he actually gave me information about what's happening to me.
Hmm.
And
Also,
I'm
further
out-
confirmation that we should see
the king.
Yes.
King
Okay.
Bobbers.
So made a wish at the Raven God's statue and hope for the best.
I thought you wish on stars, not gods.
Look, at the unlikely event the stars are fickle bitches and not listening, might as well hedge your bet somewhere else.
I understand that. I was just saying I thought didn't really think that people wish at gods. I thought it was more they ask for stuff.
I
or
would like
pray.
to say that I'd pray, but I'm not I'm not steeped in their culture, so that's why I just say I wished.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I should. We should go to bed early. How long do you
Think
think
you're
it'll
right.
take us?
How far out was it? 1,000
It's
miles?
going
Was
to
it?
be a
100.
It was
It's gonna
100
take.
miles.
It's 100 miles. Gonna take you a
100
couple
miles.
days to get where you figure the ambushes are occurring. You figure who's ever doing this isn't likely to do it next to the town, right?
Yeah.
So
By
Yeah.
cart, we can move.
That's 2 days with the cart.
2 days with
50.
the cart. Doesn't seem
yeah,
too bad.
about 2 days on the
Travel
card. Yeah.
costs. That doesn't seem too bad if we head off bright and early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
And obviously
We,
that's the estimated distance. It's not like they got like it on a map where the ambushes are happening. It seems to be a little
Yeah.
random.
Right here.
Yeah.
Like,
Right on this
is the
turn, so if
exact
you,
location.
yeah, so it's like it's on the
Oh,
road
no.
somewhere 100 miles, about 100 miles away from town is where they generally get hit.
yeah,
We fell for the trap in the exact same spot.
yeah.
Activated my trap card.
Hey,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
speaking of which, did anybody pay for tonight's shit?
The rooms?
The rooms.
Did
I
we
can.
pay for 2 days?
Oh,
You guys paid for 1 day because you know how long you're going to be.
Fuck.
Well, we only need to pay for 1 more night because we're not going to be in the town for the next like
Yeah.
5 days.
Yep,
Hope
that's
you're
2
good
gold
about
for
that.
all of you.
Okay, so
What does he having a void even mean?
No, sorry. No, well, technically it's 3 gold. Sorry, 2 gold, half 5 silver per person. 2 gold for 3 gold for all of you.
I think we're
Oh, okay.
some of us are sharing rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the food
Yeah, but
included
it's
thing.
still, like,
Ah, okay.
alright, I know.
nom nom. I eat normal foods now because I've eaten the local cuisine.
Well done.
It was worth it.
You only eat part of the local cuisine. Technically, there's like 15 different local cuisines here.
Maybe that void
God.
is
Ones
the
that I
bugs
can
he's
eat.
eaten.
Just see oddly is mowing down some hay.
Uh,
It's honey covered hay, Keith. Please.
that sounds really messy.
Yeah.
It's just sticky.
Oddly's just get some cheese from a mouse folk. He's like, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, now that hits the spot. Oh,
Just.
cheese. Oh.
Why do mass folk have to pay less because they're so much smaller?
Well, in any case, guys, so as the day goes on, have you halflings eat smaller, man? Have you watched The Hobbit? They eat like 8 meals a day.
Fair.
As we guys bed down for the night, get ready for your plans to leave bright and early in the morning, I think this is a good spot to end it tonight. As you guys will pick up in the morning on the cart, and that way, hopefully, Ares' internet is back up.
Agreed.